Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sai TV. We are live for another debate show, man. We're playing tomorrow, so we're going to talk about tomorrow. We're going to talk about just a debate in general about footballers, strikers, and yeah, man, just chatting, some United talk. So please, everybody, before we start, hit the like button. There's over 200 of yous already in. So hit the like button first and foremost. That gives me a lot of appreciation that you like the content. So if you could like the video right now, that would be amazing. Subscribe if you're new. We've got Kaz in the building. Kaz, you're good?
Yeah, man. I just saw my Marcel's here, so I know this is gonna go off already, fam. So looking forward to this one. I mean, long time, Marcel.
Yeah.
He said, "You good, yeah?"
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, man. I'm good, thank you, man.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Big up, man. Big up to Michael as well in the building. What are you telling me, Michael?
Doing good, bro. It was a great week of football. Haven't thought about United all week. Enjoyed the Champions League, Europa League Conference League yesterday. It was good vibes. Liverpool hate watch. That was top tier. So life is good right now. But back to United tomorrow. So the mood goes down a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely, man. For real. We got man like Rhino in the building. Got the questions ready. You know the ones there. What are you telling me?
Yeah, I'm here, man. You know, Friday debate is where it goes down, where we have the proper conversations, asked and answered. But yeah, you lot smash the likes. Yeah, man. We got a lot to talk about, man. Not looking forward to any Man United. I just want to end the season, man, and just start. But big up Kaz, big up Griggs, big up Marcel. Always blessed. Big up Side as always. Make sure you lot liking the video, man. Listen, smash the likes, man.
Yeah, man, by popular demand. Marcel's always here, locking it up and that. What are you telling me, Marcel?
I'll go inside, bro, man. I'm good. Was just doing a little look at the rest of the fixtures for the rest of the season right now, man. I'm feeling confident in terms of what we can do. Still feeling a bit positive, a bit optimistic for the rest of the season. And yeah, man, looking forward to talk about the football and Manchester United, obviously.
Yeah. Do you still feel finishing third, by the way, though?
Not third. Not third, innit? Not third.
Don't let him do that, yeah.
So what happened?
Don't let him do that.
Fourth, fifth, there's something that can be achieved there.
I said we was finishing. My prediction at the start of the season was me finishing second, so I was in the same boat. Crazy.
Look, looking at where we was at that point in the season, I was saying it's possible to get third. I wasn't saying out and out that it would happen, but I'm saying with what was there, we could have got it. But now, even now, if you look at the fixtures, which I've been doing, Villa and Tottenham, they got games. They can easily drop 12 points. They've both got four big fixtures easily, where they can both drop 12 points. I'm expecting them to drop 12 points. Huh?
The problem is, it's not them dropping points. It's United countering that and winning their games. That's what I'm asking you. Do you think Man United win their games?
The next four, yes, bro. Bournemouth, winnable. What's the next one? Palace, winnable, I think.
Don't let him ridicule you, yeah. These men are laughing at you, because you want to do a lot of positive thing. Don't lie, because Saeed's had some stinker opinions like Rhino has and Greg has. We've all had stinkers, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, laugh at him now. Laugh at him now.
No, I'm smiling. No, I'm not even smiling at him. I just think right now to be positive and the fact that we've got nothing to aim for, it's like you don't know what United's gonna turn up. Like when the whistle blows, in your mind, you just don't know what United's gonna turn up. So right now it's just it's long, bro.
But if it's if it's the best version of us, Rhino, if you look at the next four fixtures right now, you're saying that we should win those, right?
Okay.
Yeah, on paper.
Now, Rhino, if you do the next four fixtures for Spurs, you're gonna say to me they might lose those four fixtures.
Yeah.
And then Rhino, if you look at the next four fixtures for Villa or the next six, you're gonna say to me, listen,
tell them again, Marcel.
Brighton, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, even Crystal Palace away, Brighton away for Villa. You're gonna tell me, listen, you can lose four of those games.
I agree with you, by the way. I think I big up Ryan. I think we can get 16 out of 10 points. I think we can do it.
Okay.
Ryan's in the chat as well.
Tottenham are playing Newcastle tomorrow. That's a big game for them.
That's a big game for them.
Yeah. But also equally, we've got to play Bournemouth. That's going to be a tricky game as well. It's not given.
But we should be winnable. We're expecting a win there, performance, yeah?
Okay. Then the week after that, we have
Sheffield.
We have FA Cup in it. FA Cup.
Coventry,
yeah.
Cup. You know what I'm saying to you? So,
but the competition, who do Spurs and Villa have? Villa's Bournemouth, okay, winnable maybe for Villa.
I think Spurs game got cancelled.
No, yeah. They got cancelled.
Well, I think they're playing an FA Cup opponent. I think they have City. They were meant to have City next week or something.
Yeah, Tottenham's got to buy it. Tottenham's got to buy in it. But they do have hard fixtures coming up. They got City, Chelsea away
that weekend.
See, look at that, Chelsea away.
Tottenham
I think
away.
they were meant to have City. I think so.
I think they've got Liverpool as well. Spurs have got difficult games.
Yeah,
and then so do Villa.
They got Arsenal.
Yeah.
They got Arsenal.
Spurs got Arsenal. Yeah.
See, London derby.
Chelsea.
Then they got Chelsea.
Then they got Pool.
I get you. Then they got
Liverpool side.
Crystal Palace.
United Crystal Palace on a Monday night under the lights. That's a little peak. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, cool.
We've got Arsenal as well, to be fair.
And then we've got Arsenal, to be fair.
Then they've got City. Look. They've both got City and Liverpool in the same week.
We got Newcastle, tough game as well.
That's a difficult game, yeah.
Yeah, we've
got Brighton away.
That's last game of the season. Well, this team, man. Oh, man.
But the thing is,
it's doable. Saeed, you saw that? It's doable.
Anything in life's doable, bro.
But even though the fixtures are piled up, Rhino, it's in our favor. We've got the better running. We've got 4 easier games before our 3 difficult ones towards the end. They've all got right now about 5 or 6 difficult games where they can drop 12 points. I think both of them will drop 12 points.
So you think there's 7 games left to go, yeah? There's 7 games left to go, I believe. Is it 7 games? Is it?
21 points up for grabs, yeah.
21 points, yeah. What do you believe United are getting out of them 21 points?
16.
So we've got the next 4 games are all winnable. So that's 12 there.
Okay, 12. Okay, 12. 12.
Yeah.
12.
So that's 12. Yeah. And then what? It's out of 21 points.
Yeah.
So we need at least 15 points. I think we'll get 15 out of 21.
No, Marcel, please say 16. Just say 16, man.
16. 16 it is.
Yeah, 16.
16 it is.
16.
Yeah.
And thingy have got 11 points ahead of us with a game in hand, is it? We've got a game in hand on Villa. But they're big up to Rhino. So they've got a game in hand over us, which is which is mad. So we got a game in hand. That's a Sheffield United. So I just don't see them dropping enough points for us to take it. It's too late, Marcel. This is the problem. It's too late. And you know what's the maddest thing about it? We may not even get fifth because fifth might not be coefficient because now Spain and Italy are doing well. So it may fifth might not even get us to Champions League football, Marcel. So it'll have to be fourth. So you're telling me Aston Villa and Tottenham bottle it, and then Man United come on the road and just they do their thing.
They both dropped 12 points. That's what I'm telling you right now. From this day onwards, both of those football clubs will drop 12 points. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, Marcel,
and that still makes it numerically possible for us to gain back those 12 points because we're 11 points.
Okay, let me ask you a question.
We're 11 points behind them.
If Newcastle win tomorrow, so if Tottenham win tomorrow and we lose tomorrow, would you say it's done?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, no, because Said, let me explain why. Because Tottenham still have they have 5 difficult games, not 4. They have 5. If you look at Tottenham's ones, they have like 5.
Why are you not thinking that they can win games as well? They can win games,
Yeah, they can. But I'm saying that they're gonna bottle it, is what I'm saying. They're gonna bottle it.
Okay.
If we hadn't dropped points to Brentford, Chelsea, and Liverpool, and we should have won all 3 games, life could have been a little bit different. But we dropped points in the 97th minute twice.
And also, you know what's mad about this, Griggs, and the Mandem? We're behind the likes of Newcastle and West Ham by 1 or 2 points here, and we're not thinking about them teams overtaking us, but we're thinking we're good enough to get an 11-point lead, 11-point gap to catch them and find this form. But yet the guys behind us, we're so arrogant, man.
Now, Saeed, you ain't flipped the question. See, this is what I say. Like, how dare you do this to Marcel? I'm on to you. Like you said, if we lose on the weekend, what about if we win and they drop points on the weekend? What's your narrative then? Yeah, man.
Then I agree, but it still don't change my view that we're not getting top 4, top 5, whatever it is. Like it's a win. Don't get me wrong, but have we found that consistency? Have we found that? And that's been my argument all season. We haven't found the consistency.
If you think about it, if you look at the table, United are closer to 11th than they are to 5th.
Oh, don't take the piss.
Marcel thinks we're going somewhere. It's mad. It's mad.
I think it's possible for us to go somewhere. Yes, I do, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do it. I wouldn't be surprised if we get 5th position or 4th position this season. Because there's a set of games here for both teams, for both the teams that are in 4th and 5th. Where they could lose them. They really could lose them.
You could say performance-wise, we got with Chelsea, we should have won that game. But let's be honest, like performance-wise, we should have beat Chelsea. Performance-wise, bar the first half, we should have beat Liverpool as well. They had to have 2 dodgy penalties to get going. So, in my opinion, it's like if we want to go off performances compared to Aston Villa's ones and Tottenham's been scraping the barrel for far too long. And we got criticised for the same thing for doing it for far too long. Aston Villa not high rising. They're definitely losing to Liverpool, and then they're gonna definitely drop points. But the thing is that we are just our own worst enemy. So if we're going off of that, we typically always crap house our way through Bournemouth through the years with 1-0 or something. So I think I think the whole narrative could be shifted because after that we've got Sheffield and Burnley at home. Come on, man! Come on! They've got Arsenal and all of them lot, and that's like 6 points. All of a sudden. We talk about Tottenham being the biggest bottle jobs. They are the biggest bottle jobs. So they'll feel the pressure. Aston Villa will just do a Leicester.
Yep.
As they always do. Unai Emery tax.
Yeah, do a Leicester. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, do a Leicester. Listen, we're gonna pause on the top 4 debate. I wanted to discuss some other deeper debates and whatnot. Make sure you're not liking the video. We're 122 likes, 536 watching. Please, guys, hit that like button. You know what I'm saying too. Have we got enough ballers at Man United? That's the one I wanted to talk about today. Yeah, like we're always moaning about injuries and whatnot and stuff like that. Like, have we got enough ballers at Man United? And what if and if so, what are the ballers at Man United? Let me ask Griggs here. Name me the ballers at Man United. Name me players that could work under any manager. Talk to me. Talk to me.
Obviously, I think Diogo Dalot could work under any manager. Personally, I think Lisandro Martinez probably to a certain extent could work probably under every manager, but maybe not as a center back every time. Sometimes I'd have to be as a left back, but just in the starting 11. Kobe Manu, obviously, I think would work.
Yeah.
Like starting 11 or like just on the team.
That's the whole team. The whole team. The whole team.
No. Like the baller could like work under any manager, like in a starting 11 or like as a bench as a squad player too.
I think you know what. I think starting 11 because I feel like the
All right,
squad. If
starting
you're a
11. All
baller,
right,
if you're on the bench, then you ain't the baller, innit? Let's be
I'd
honest.
probably say Licha, Menu, Dalo. I think
no.
Ahmad could personally.
Yeah.
I don't think Hoyland. As much as I rate Hoyland, I think there's certain managers that just wouldn't like
Yeah.
his long play and stuff like that. So that I personally think, for me, Rashford, but that's just me. I think his profile managers will love that, but that's just me. Obviously, that's going to be unpopular.
Okay.
And that's pretty much, and Rafael Varane to a certain extent. But even Varane, I think like a real possession style manager really wouldn't want Varane in terms of like how his progressive stats and stuff like that. He's a great box defender, but some managers, obviously, when you look at modern day football, they prefer on the ball qualities and as a center back than they do defending qualities, because Varane's the best defender in the team, but obviously he wouldn't do that. So I'd probably go them guys. There's not that many. Garnacho is close. Garnacho's not there yet for me. I think maybe one day he could be there, but I wouldn't put him on that pedestal yet. I think he still has a lot of raw attributes in his game.
Yep. Yep. 100%. You know what it is for me though? Some people saying Hoyland not in there and whatnot. You know, I'm trying to say like, listen. I think for me, he's a different sort of profile in it. You get me? Like, he's not a pure footballer, as what people nowadays like to call it. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think there's not many, bro. I'll be real with you. Kobe Minu, Ahmad. I think Sancho's in there. I think Rashford is not in there for me. Um, who else is in there for me? Lisandro Martinez. I think Dallo is a good footballer. You know what I mean? Obviously, there's other things that I maybe not like about him. Um, who else is in there? And that's probably it. You know, I'll be real with you. Christian Eriksen, but obviously his legs are starting to maybe go a little bit. Phew, I'm trying to think, man. Yeah, that's it, man. I'll be real with you. Some people say don't put Casemiro in there. Listen, you wouldn't survive that thingy if you didn't. You know what I'm saying to you? You wouldn't survive at Real Madrid if you weren't a footballer. You know what I'm saying? Let's be real. But I'm not gonna add him in that one. But yeah, there ain't not much, man. You know, there isn't. You know what I'm saying? And listen, Marcel always complains like we need a lot of people out and whatnot. You get me? Like, let's be real. You know, are you concerned by the lack of ballers in this team? Or do you put down to personnel and profile and circumstantial and things like that? What are you saying?
No, I think you're right. It is a bit worrying, the lack of quality. You know, when you look at what Mourinho's been saying, what Ralph's been saying in terms of football heritage and open heart surgery is needed. And when you look at what we've achieved over the last 10 years, we haven't been lifting Premier League, we haven't been lifting Champions Leagues or Premier League. So these players clearly are not to that level, or don't have at least the consistency level. But another way to look at it is in what phase of the game are we looking at in terms of what type of footballer are they good at, in terms of if they're a baller, they have to be elite maybe in the aspect of breaking down the two banks of four in the attacking phase, and then can they play in big spaces or attack well or defend well in big spaces, depending on what part of the pitch you're talking about. Defenders, can you defend the big space as well? Attackers, can you attack the big space as well in counter-attacking phase? And then obviously for defending in the offensive side of the game, on the opposition's half, can you defend the big spaces, ball regains? For the attackers, can you break down the two banks of four? When you look at those metrics, the likes of Bruno, he can only really attack in the big spaces, can't break down the banks of four. So he's not really going to be a baller for what Ten Hag wants right now. To be able to do both anyway, just to be able to do both, the likes of Garnacho, again, like what Griggs is saying, has he shown the level yet? He can attack the large spaces, but we don't know in tight spaces. Got quick feet, potential's there. And that's the brilliant thing about the team now and Ten Hag in general, is that we haven't got ballers like top levels, that players that can do the defense, that can do counter-attacking phase and high high risk football phases of the game. But it's like they're young potential players. Kobe Mainu, top quality. Looks like we have to build the team around Kobe Mainu now. He's a midfielder, but maybe goes in the 10. Maybe if we're playing the 2 8s, you need to put another box-to-box competitive 8 next to him in like Onana, and then get the next N'Golo Kante to play the single 6. We've seen humans be able to play the single 6 in football, And if you can find someone like Kante to do it, that's perfect there to protect Kobe. That leaves a lot of spaces. He's not that, can't do the high intensity running, but he's just special on the football. Obviously, Mason Mount could go next to Kobe as well, potentially as well. But yeah, we just got high potential players. Amas coming through. Kambala looks really good. Again, he can defend the large spaces on the counters because he's got the pace, he's got the mobility. We've seen that. Okay, in terms of that side of the game. Wan-Bissaka only has a use case in terms of his defensive side. His offensive side of the game. Is he good enough? Would he take us to the next level? We're not sure. Luke Shaw, is he always available? I think Luke Shaw's a left centre back now. I think he's a left-sided centre back now. So we just have to find new roles for certain players and figure out, are you going to be the best, in terms of Premier League leading level when we try and sign X player in. Get a Lucas Hernandez, I think it is, from AC Milan. They're skipper at left back. Someone that's the best in class. Hit Teo, thank you, Griggs. Do you get like someone that's the best in class in world football at left back, guaranteed class, and then just little things like that. But we've got a lot of potential right now, and that's because we're in a rebuild phase, by the way, and we need to get proper footballers in and a mixture with trying to work with the future as well. And Ten Hag's done the future bit well. It's just, can we get the Ineos to come in now and buy proper good footballers like the Ivan Tonys?
You know what's mad though? This is the problem though. Will Ten Hag prioritize if he's here for another year? Like, are we going to be scouting in that market? Is he going to like them sort of players? Because we've seen ballers at United not getting opportunity. You know what I mean? You're looking at Ahmad. You're looking at Jadon Sancho. You're looking at.
Let's be real, bro. Does Ten Hag know what a baller is, bro?
That's what I'm saying. Does he know?
Like, let's have it right now. Listen, look. He, for me, has an issue with scanning talent ID. I don't think I think this is what I think Ten Hag does. He sees if you can run, he sees if you're fit, and he sees if you've got a good mindset, and he just puts you anywhere. I don't think he cares about your attributes. I know it might sound mad, and it sounds like I'm getting onto him.
Yeah.
Marcel's beloved Ten Hag. But what I'm trying to say is that I just feel like when it comes to knowing who's good at what, he doesn't prove to me that he knows it. And I want him to succeed, yeah? I want him to do well. When he came in, he said errors come to an end, and he's coming with all this, he's not good enough, like all of that. I'm thinking, yeah, talk your thing, you get me? Then obviously he's come to this club, we've seen we've had a good season, got a little trophy, third, we're going to home games confident, his in-game management's good, everything was great. But then what worries me is his adaptability and also the pressure. I just feel like he doesn't know how to handle the limelight. When it really gets sticky, when Heady's saying it's a sticky one still. I know Ten Hag's feeling it, bruv. The pressure. Can he handle the pressure? Yes, we can add in the certain circumstances that are not to his favor when it comes to the structure and how much we spend on players, the player profiles that we have in, the way that we get rid of players, and all of that. Incomings and outgoings is poor at United. The type of players that we buy are not good. We overpay, all of that stuff. Fair enough. Mentality is bad. We've had a lot of players that have been here for years. Cool. But my issue is when you give him the right players and certain players start getting injured or things don't go his way, does it matter if we have ballers? Because we're sitting here talking about the ballers, but does it matter if we have them, if we give him all the right players? Is it worth the risk of giving him another year to see if he can do it? That's my issue. So that's why I'm a bit skeptical. I want him to do well. I want to prove everyone wrong. I want to be wrong. Imagine we turn around now and then we start to see things building up. But the little fundamentals of a manager that he's not getting right are worrying me. I'm concerned as a United fan. I'm really concerned. Can he pattern up? Can he fix these things up? And that's my worry. So even if we start bringing in the right players and we start building around the team, is he going to make the right choices? Are they going to like the certain decisions he makes? Is he going to keep the energy across all the board? There's a way that you treat players. Like some players deserve favoritism, innit? Fair enough. You get me? Like, if you're that good, you deserve favoritism, and no one can chat for you because they know you're that good. But I just feel like when it comes to like reading personalities and even representing our club in the press conferences, I don't have the confidence no more. I don't know whether to believe what he's saying in the press conferences and stuff like that. So that's what I want to ask to you guys. Are you, if Ineos said, you know what, cool, we're going to take him one more year. He's got one last year left on his contract. Let's see what he can do. Would you believe in their vision? Would you believe in their decision? And would that make you doubt them, or would you think, you know what, let's see what's good? Because I feel like keeping him, it would be the better option if he could turn it around. But what's to say? What does he need to turn it around? Let's be honest.
All right. What he needs to do is turn. All right, to turn it around, what he needs to do is turn around and f off. That's the only thing he can do. No joke, this guy is
this guy.
Last time I checked, I like the midfield space near the defense. Like, am I meant to believe they're all bozos? Bro, this guy's a high risk manager.
He doesn't care about the midfield. Yep.
He don't care about the space. Yeah. Why do we need to have specialists in every position? We love referring back to the old days. Did we need specialists in every position when we had Darren Fletcher going up the pitch and back and down, and sometimes in DM when needed? I remember when Darren Fletcher goes centre back. We still balled out. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to do that, you failed. The thing is, you're meant to get the best out of players no matter what they are. The guy is deluded. It's true. We played 406. It sounds like a number. It's digits. It's so true. Like, his overloads are not even overloading. Like, they don't know what they're doing. I swear down. When I saw, who was it against? When it was against Liverpool in the first half, I saw Casemiro, Mainu, and Bruno press up so far up as a trio into the final third of their pitch. And they were bopping it about 1-2 piece. Our press is non-existent. Am I meant to believe Casemiro can't press? Am I meant to believe Mainu and Bruno can't press?
Overnight,
on, that comes down to the coaching, bro. Yeah. And whether he does the coaching or not, whether it's Van der Gag or McLaren, they're washed clearly. So go get new ones. So it is what it is. I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in it, and I don't believe in anything going forward with this guy and the way he wants to play, because everyone keeps telling me the way he wants to play. I had an idea of how he wanted to play. This is how he plays. This is how he plays. He changes up every week with these tacticals. I don't even see
every week, man.
Unofficial pundit, waste man. Like, all these waste mans. You do it up in the spaces all the time. You talk shit tactical settings, fam. I like pundit, to be fair, but when it comes to the tactic stuff, you're all wrong, bruv. He's just shit. And we all realized it. We all come as one as a fan base. And no, he's just not that good. And all I keep hearing is, who's going to replace him? That's not my job. Go get someone then, because he ain't it. Because I wanted Ten Hag last time. I got it wrong. So why should I even have a choice as a fan to even think I'm going to go get someone else? It's no point. I don't care. Whoever the next one is, we'll go again. And we'll gas it up until we shit again.
No, I mean, it's true though, when you deep it, like, in terms of like Ten Hag, it starts from Ten Hag, innit? You know what I'm saying to you? Like, his talent ID is one of the reasons why we're in this position. Let's be honest. Like, if this guy didn't have the keys, then, you know what I mean, we could have been somewhat.
And outside, people are saying, "Oh, but he's not making all the decisions." How do we all of a sudden have this theory? We're so strong that he's making all the decisions, and that's what we're using against him. Now, all of a sudden, people want to switch the narrative. Oh, but he's not making all this. How do we even know what's going on? Like, we need to see. Yeah. We can only go on what we can see. That's all we can do. And when you look at United, and when the players come out onto the pitch and that whistle's blown and the game starts, we can see everything. Yeah. People don't realize when you watch a football game, you can learn a lot about what's happening. I know we don't know the intricacies of what's happening behind the scenes. We don't know the ins and outs with who's falling out. And realistically, if the players are listening to him, and, for all we know, there's always this possibility that he's coaching well and the players are not good enough. So that's why I don't knock Marcel for it. There's always that possibility. But for me, the fundamentals of just him using what he's got, him using the right resources, knowing what he has now and how to use it, is all in the flow for me. So it's like, I just don't know. Maybe there's so many. Right now, we just speculate, but we need to be real and just talk about what we can see. Talk about our results. Talk about our performances. Talk about how we're playing. Talk about what we've seen. He's been here for 2 seasons, 2 seasons. What are we still in minus? We're minus goal difference in April.
Bro, that is mad,
And it is, Marcel, what I said on another show, big up Flawless, big up Sarcasm City,
big
what
up
I was
Flawless.
saying, my issue is, I understand that things have to get worse to get better, I understand that you need to have patience, you need to wait for the process, but one thing you have to believe in the process is seeing the steps, seeing things. There's certain things that we're not seeing consistently, even like right now, if we're playing decent football, but we're not getting the results, at least we can hold on to something. And then later on, we cross that bridge when we get there. But we're not seeing nothing to hold on to. Like, if right now you're trying to sell me an item, and you need to tell me all the good reasons why I need the item. This item, I don't have any good reasons. I don't even want to borrow the item. That's the problem. I don't even want to have short-term faith and think to myself, you know what, let me just see. Because I can easily go down your route, Marcel. I was probably one of the last few before Ty and Leon out and from the Mandem talk. I was the last few. And I told the Mandem December. Let me give it till December. Then December's slowly creeping up. And I'm fighting the patience. I'm thinking, can man hold on? We've got Bournemouth and all these teams coming up. We've got Liverpool coming up. And I'm thinking to myself, damn. And then the Bournemouth game dissuaded me. You feel me? I remember we played Luton. We won 1-0. Was it 1-0? We beat Luton like 1-0. And fair enough, Luton's a difficult ground. But just what I've seen when we're playing teams like Newport and that, I can't try. I just don't understand. There's something that's happening that we're not sure of. Like, because these players are good enough to beat Newport. So why can't they beat him? What's happening? Are they confused with Ten Hag's instructions where they've even trick themselves out of their own position where they can't even use their own initiative to beat the team? What's going on? Why people like Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, Varane, Onana, even if you rate these players or not, if you look at their names on paper, you're telling me these man can't go and beat Newport. Like, something's going on. And we did one more thing, he might be, Ten Hag might be a good coach, but he doesn't know how to adapt his coaching his coaching skills and his technique to teach to get his message across to the players. Because if he's, you know what I mean?
The thing is, I don't mind tacticals that can tell me how a manager plays because you don't abandon his damn philosophy in the first place or principles. Do you understand? After that, it's a guessing game, and that's the ones where like Danny and them, man. Let me know because I'm confused.
Yeah, I'm confused. Go on, Marcel. What was you gonna say?
Yeah, go on, Marcel.
So in terms of the item analogy, the item has never been the original item or product at any point at this season. And so that's one thing we have to keep in mind in terms of you saying you don't want the item anymore. You can't see, like, it's never been the original item or what it was meant to be on the shelf at any point this season. Injuries, all these things have tampered the item. And then in terms of what you say, speaking about the manager previously, in terms of what he can do to change certain things, that in-game management, I can definitely say, because
But where do you think that's gone? That's what I want to ask you. So let's debunk everything one by one. So cool, with the item situation, we'll go back to that after. Cool, in terms of in-game management, he was very good at it to a degree. I'll say 70% of his decisions were good. He was bringing on, and we had one of the best records of our team scoring from subs. How can something like that disappear? That's why. Where's it gone?
So last season, like you say, I think especially in the beginning of this season as well, it was big impact. Scott coming in, against Brentford, out of body experience, comes on the pitch, 2 goals, delivers. We've had a few moments in this season, but especially last season, Ten Hag had the Midas touch, putting on subs, big impacts, changing games, whatever. But that's within the structure and the model that he had last season, a bit more counter-attack, trying to do a little bit more passing angles, total football within the Ole kind of system. He didn't try and force the 3-1-6, the 5-6 man commit to the high attacking press, to the high block. This season, he tried to go and take us to the next step, taking the next step, what Ole was talking about.
So why has he gone back to 4-2-3-1 then? If he's trying to force his initiative, why has he gone back again?
So if throughout the season, when he's doing that throughout the season, this season against Burnley, against Sheffield, that you'll remind me of a couple others. That's the because the item isn't what it's been sold as. He's doing something conservative and cheaper right now. Do you get it? Like, that's what he's been doing throughout the season. When the injuries have come in, when he hasn't had the materials and the ingredients to actually sell the proper item, he's had to cut costs and whatever.
Freestyle.
Freestyle. X players are coming in here. The injuries have been bad.
Also, man, so you tried it. Ain't getting past me. You know what? I had a mission tonight. Yeah, it ain't working no more. Don't do that last season. Try to do intricate passing angles and all that bollocks. We were there together. We saw it, fam. Ollie also had part of the bus system, counter attack, and have some nice phases of play. It's the same thing. Any manager on this earth can do that. I can do that. I can tell these man, you don't even need to press or anything. It just says, yeah, you know what you do? You sit back and you counter and give it to the fastest players on the pitch's outlets. That's what you have to do. Come on, man. Come on, what are we doing here? Marcel, you're a smart guy, man. I know you're on the positive train, but you've been to Old Trafford this year. I've been to Old Trafford this year. Rhino has. We all been there. Bro, come on. Like, there's got to be a bit where you got to be critical of the way he has tried to adapt it. It's just not it's just not the one, man. I'm not saying, you know what, in hindsight, I could be wrong about this in this part of time, and I could be proven wrong 6 months. And guess what? I want to be proven wrong. I think we all do, because I don't think we just want to succeed, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, we've had enough. You know what it is for me? It's you want to talk about basics, and I know you're a fan of the basics. We can't even get pressing right. We can't even get pressing right, my G. Like, come on, man. Like,
So the style of pressing that we're trying to do is extremely high up the pitch, something that we've never done. And we're committing so many players. We're committing so many players to that press, and the defensive line have never been asked to cover so much. It's like an extreme amount of space that they're asked to either guess when to step and add themselves to, or run back. And then they've also got to call their whole midfield line, who's taking extreme risks, to come back as well. Like the whole organism of the team has to work in unison. It's not going to click overnight. When the defensive line, the last line to understand this movement of the team, has been changed over 30 times in the season. And then I'm not pulling the wool over your eyes. Last season, we had a great build-up goal from back to front against Arsenal Football Club at home. You know, there was a couple of games where there's really just passing patterns, and the way that we're attacking and flowing, the rhythm towards the goal was really good. And it wasn't with the 2 8s in the half space, which we've tried to develop into this season. We've tried to now take even more risks from what we did last season. You know, the line is trying to move further up the pitch, the defensive line. So
it's been to his detriment. It's been to his detriment, though, because he's trying to be very, very smart. And he's been found out by managers that are not on his level. Managers that are not on his level.
So what I was going to go into before, when I was talking about the like what Rhino was saying before, is like his in-game management is poor and his talent ID is poor. So he's purchased players that, you know, for some reason, Amrabat's, you know, Toney, Anthony to a degree, Malacia, unfortunately, you know, miscellaneous injury, Martinez, miscellaneous injury, unfortunately, Ericsson. Even his Weghorst, his idea of what should be suitable to the league. Because Weghorst, he was so tall, but couldn't even win a header. And it's like, you know, every time the goal kicks are going up, it's like his idea of football is, to a degree, yes, Rhino, is not perfect. We're gonna take that away from him, bro. Ineos are gonna come in and be able to get.
Thing is, Marcel.
Yeah.
You know what the maddest thing is, and he's not even really improved that much players in this team when you deep it, like on a footballing IQ level. You know, let's be honest, man. Like on a footballing level, like he's not really improved that many players. Like, yeah, Dallow's maybe come strong a little bit, but apart from that, like it's not.
I thought Rashford was going to be one.
Nah, I disagree.
Rashford isn't, bro. He just had his normal. He just had his normal, you know, purple patch season, and that's what he does. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna get this super chat in here. 1 second, Marcel. Ledu says, "Let's stop this thing about he coached well last season." No, he wasn't. This player has not implemented anything that has actually worked. Honestly, the thing about it, the players got us to third and a trophy. And he says, "Hey, yo, Marcel, what's your IG? I want to actually have a man-to-man conversation with you. Understand why you still support this rubbish, please." You know what, Nedu? We're gonna bring you on next week. I think Nedu needs to come on next week. You know,
do you know what I was going to say, Saeed?
Oh, yeah, by the way, if you want to talk to Marcel, you're not going to get a response in like 3 to 4 business working days.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what, Marcel, are you on it? Marcel, are you on it, though? Next week, we're going to bring on Nedu. Are you on that?
Yeah, I don't mind.
Do you know what it is, yeah? Sorry to even cut you, man, off, yeah? Nedu, yeah? Do you know what it is, Nedu, yeah? Bro, like, at the end of the day, look at it like this. Yeah? Let's be real. Let's keep it 100. Let's keep it a buck, yeah? When Ten Hag, when we was going home to Man City, Liverpool, and that we weren't scared. There's something he did. There was a thing that he was doing last season right. His in-game management was right. Like, it was good.
Yeah.
Bro, I wasn't scared of Man City. And now, when we're winning, I don't even see the game. I don't even have the confidence to see the game out. That didn't exist last season. Last season, yes, we didn't play too well, but the Barcelonas, there was obviously a few other games that we played decent. But even the way we played Barcelona, we haven't seen that this season. That didn't come out of nowhere. There was something that what he did that worked. I can agree that he's changed it up a lot and it's not clicking now. But if you see that it's not working, be smart and just switch it back. Because right now, the risk he's taken to try and be stubborn and stick to it, which he should have done first season, because we would have had the patience for that. We would have had the patience for that. You know, we didn't expect what happened last season to happen. So fair enough. I know we can turn around and say, oh, if he got the results, if he didn't get the results, but he played well, we would have not complained. Yes, we probably would have, but at least we would still understand that there's a direction. Trust me, right now, we thought he's building something and he's just completely gone backstepped and just written off the whole thing. These records that he's breaking are scary. He's destroying United history. Ten Hag's actually like, yes, records are meant to be broken, but let's be real. He's destroying Man United, you know. He's actually destroying this club. And that's where I've thought to myself, let's draw a line. This has gone too bad. Get bad to its worst, but right now it's gone.
This record.
I can't even explain it.
And
Look
Is
at
that too
this.
true? 82.
To
I
be-
don't know.
86.
to be
I
fair,
won't be
though, this is
surprised.
the-
I won't be surprised.
This is the
bro.
worst crop of attacking talent United have had in their Premier League history. Like,
That's true.
this is by
Though.
far. No, I mean, he has a part to play in it, but even like
That's true.
we've had some great attackers, even
But
during our
Sancho
bad
and that,
days.
bro. Like, I know what I mean, bro.
No. But, like, bro,
You're
Sancho's
telling me
part of the-
Sancho.
What do you mean?
Sancho's part of the reason why this.
You're telling me
attacking crop is bad, by the way.
Sancho, Højlund, and Ahmad wouldn't cook, bruv.
No, he
They all
wouldn't.
cook,
Yeah,
bro.
but that's
We-
not Ten Hag's fault why
we used to
Sancho.
play Dan James on the wing, man, when Lingard, what we mean?
No, but even Ole, for
Free
example,
Sancho, free Sancho.
Ole had a prime Martial. He had the best version of Martial. He had the best version of Rashford. He had Pogba in the attack. He had a Bruno Fernandes. He had a Mason Greenwood who was coming onto the scene. All that kind of stuff. He had the great attackers that you could say kind of papered over some cracks. Ten Hag hasn't had that ball, or Marcus Rashford, where Sai said they had the purple patch. I said that last February. I said I think Ten Hag is a good coach, but I think Rashford is papering over a lot of cracks. And my issue with Ten Hag is something that I didn't think would be true. I think for me, he actually is a good coach in terms of a one game.
I believe he's got something there.
For one game, he can create a great plan, right? Barcelona, 2-legged tie. He created the perfect game plan to beat Barcelona, especially at the new camp, workhorse in the time, that kind of stuff. Man City at home last year, right? When we beat them at Old Trafford. He had a great game plan.
He's too cocky
kept
against the
adjusting,
small
and then
teams of Griggs. He gets
No.
too cocky against the small teams.
Listen. But I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay, go.
That,
Lad,
for me,
lad.
is the definition of a cup manager. Thomas Tuchel's the same way, for example. Thomas Tuchel can create a game plan for a 2-legged tie that can beat the opponent, right? But that's different from being a manager in the league where you have to have a system that can get you the most points over a 38-game season, where you're going to have a consistent game plan. You're not going to be able to switch it constantly like you would in a 2-legged tie, right? Because that has a lot of mitigating factors. So in a 38-game season at Man United, as the manager for a league season, you have to create a game plan that you will use for majority of the season, and that will be successful. Ten Hag has not been able to implement that at United. Last year,
even Griggs, even just to stick on that point, like, I don't even like to always bring other teams, but fuck it, what's anyone say? Like, someone like Arsenal, like, Arteta has built the whole defense thing. You can see that he's built the defense stable, and then boom, he's free. Like, he's worked out how he's going to do the rest of it. You can see something. You get what I mean? So, but sorry, Griggs, like, that's a good example. And last season, a lot of Arsenal fans were even saying Ten Hag was better. On paper, he's better. But right now, we can't say that now. Arteta's clearly better.
What was the dysfunction with Arsenal in their second season? And then you got to compare it to this season.
But they lost Timber and that they Partey, the guy that they said they can't, Jesus, and that they all disappeared. Jesus, Partey, and what's his name, Timber were out, and he still worked it out. Maybe Declan Rice taking corners and all these things that we haven't seen before.
But where did they finish in their second season is the point that I'm trying to say.
Oh, you mean second season? Second season, yeah.
That team lacked quality though. We have a better squad.
We got quality.
Are you comparing Arsenal's team
Arsenal
in 2020 to United's team now? Come on.
No, what I'm trying to say, Said, is the storyline for a manager to get to the type of football that they want to get to, with a structure that continually implements the right ingredients for their structure, and how many years that it takes. So Ten Hag's in his second season of that storyline. With Arsenal, he's got to how many
But look at the bread though. He spent mad bread.
Do you know what?
It's not even about the bread.
That's part of it.
That's philosophy.
Part of it.
When Arteta was managing Arsenal, I felt like for me, you could see the makeshift of what he was trying to implement. Even though it wasn't there, you could see the style of play. Bro, come on. You guys don't understand. You could see the style of play.
Apparently he had a back five. Apparently he was playing a back five.
Actually, the Arteta that we saw in the first couple of seasons is completely different from the Arteta we see now. Arteta was actually, you could say, was more of an exciting manager back then because he gave more freedom to the attack. Nowadays,
what makes it worse? Arteta, like someone said, he's learning on the job. He's actually learning on the job. That's what makes it worse, bro.
Right, can we do something? Yeah, never ever compare us to Arsenal ever again. Ever, please stop. It's annoying. Stop. It's definitely not allowed. And second of all, bro, it's the truth. I don't want to be compared to these bums, man. These guys don't even win leagues. Like, they won 3 Premier Leagues. Allow it. It's disgusting. And
I hear that still.
second of all, the only credit I'll give Ten Hag, the benefit of the doubt, is the fact that he hasn't had this consistent back line. It's like 29 out of 34 games at a different back line.
True.
That's the only thing I'll give him credit for, to say he can't do the build up the way he wants to. Third of all, when I'm seeing literally, what's it called, big flange, am I meant to believe that Tottenham squad is better
Was just
than Man
made
United
for
squad?
him. Yeah, like
No, I agree. One sec. No, because this is one thing. We're not Arsenal and we're not Tottenham, especially not Tottenham. Disgusting, yeah. Bar their 11, they're crap. Am I meant to believe Brendan Johnson's better than Rashford? Am I meant to believe that Romero is better than Varane? Am I meant to believe Bassoon's better than Casemiro? Bobby is better than all their centre mids? Bro, fam, they said I've been used on the bandwagon that Bruno's better than Maddison. So why is it that they are above us doing more? Well, bro, this is a Bruno stand, bro, isn't it?
I think Marcel. Yeah, that's
No, I don't think Marcel rates
I don't think Marcel's a Bruno.
Marcel don't rate Bruno. Marcel don't rate
You're
Bruno.
Bruno.
No, I do. Yeah, I do.
I've been having a conversation with you in a hotel last year, bro.
Bruno's my guy,
you
man.
said
Bruno's my guy.
what? Why Marcel's Bruno better than Madison?
Depending on what system you're playing.
Anyway,
if you're breaking down back to four,
I do hear that, to be fair. I do hear that, to be fair, though.
yeah. If you're breaking down back to four,
You're not a real footballer. If you rate Bruno Fernandes over Madison, you're not
crazy.
a real footballer.
By the way, you don't want to do that because Madison himself has said that he studied Bruno Fernandes' game a lot. So we don't want to do that. So he himself will tell you that.
The same way
as well.
Yeah, but Klopp said that he studied obviously off of flipping, what's his name? The guy who says that we need surgery, Ragnick. But yeah, look at it, bro. He progressed. It is what it is.
Well, yeah, no, but that doesn't mean that, like, obviously, like, I think Madison looked at Bruno's game and he looked at maybe Bruno's hero ball tendencies and stuff like that. He's like, maybe I need to add that to my game, just a little bit of the final ball.
Bruno, I agree, but I'm just saying, Bruno. Can we not agree? Bruno, he's regressed, man. He can barely even.
He's lost the little that he did have. He's lost it.
Wait, he's played the most minutes in Europe for the past 5 years. It was always gonna happen. Like,
and that's
gonna get taxed on your body
because he's a big baby if you don't play. And this is what happens. Ten Hag's conceded the dressing room. That's why he played the Scott McTominay's and Maguire's, because he felt like a dickhead that he couldn't actually get rid of him. That's a fact, man. That's a fact. Yeah. He conceded the dressing room because he didn't want to save his skin, just like Ollie tried to do.
Yeah, big up Staffy.
I believe he got better squad than Tottenham, minute. And when they're playing two Davies and a what's his name? Emerson Chicken Royale and that centre back, and it's all falling out. That's in 6 months. That's all I'm gonna say is system.
And we know how bad these players are, Royale and all that. We know. So how's he figured it out? That's where, for me, there's a concern, because I know what point you can go with. You can say, you know what, the team he inherited just made sense in terms of how he wants to play. But there's players there that are fodder, and they're still doing their thing. They might not do it at the right quality, but they're still able to follow the instructions. Why are these United players not following the instructions? Why are they even looking worse than the previous managers? Why has it gone so bad? Like, we know these players are bad, but this is the worst we've probably seen these players. Why? These are the worst records we're breaking right now. Why? That's what we have to question.
Why? Before you go, Marcel, I'm going to read a couple of super chats from Ledu. Big up Ledu. Says, Saeed, bro, I appreciate you. Rhino, come on, brother. I know you know ball, so please don't say he did something right last season. The only thing he did right was not coach and let the players do what they...
Ledu's actually right here, because of what Kaz said has actually made me look at it differently. Like, certain players kind of held up the season last season.
Ten Hag did coaching last year. Let's not do that. He did do some good coaching.
I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm in between.
Only till January for me personally. But anyway, Ledu says, I promise you all, if you do what I did and actually go back and analyze our games last season, you will actually see he has been making the same mistakes. Big up to Ledu. Said Ten Hag never failed to make the wrong substitution last season as well. It was actually the players on the pitch that won us more games last season rather than substitutions. Go back and check it. The moment this fraud threw away his ideas and reverted back to what Ollie and Ragnick did the previous season, I knew he was out of depth. And I need you all to tell me one good thing he did last season. I will point out a couple of matches where he fucked up a couple of times. Explain that while I go answer this door.
I thought United actually did last season. I thought they did a better job of baiting, playing the ball at the back for like the press. When teams were like pressing us, we did good of baiting them into the press and playing out the back. I remember, I think Marcel mentioned the Arsenal goal. I remember a goal against, I think it was Bournemouth at home. Leicester away. We had a lot of goals that we played out the back really comfortably, and we scored great goals.
Talk about first season, Griggs.
Yeah, last year I thought we did a good job of playing. Bro, last year was the best United have done against low blocks in a very, very long time. We didn't lose to a single team in the lower half of the table. The only team that came to Old Trafford and did something against us was Leeds, right? The 2-2 draw.
Oh,
Other than that,
Leeds game.
every game,
Yeah.
every team, even away from home, right? Went to other places. Away from home, they played a low
Bare
block. We were
1-0s
able
and
to.
that. Yeah, I remember
The
that.
Crystal
Yeah.
Palace was annoying because Alicia scored that dagger free kick, right? All that kind of stuff. But for a large part of the season, until February, I think, yes, Ten Hag's coaching maybe regressed a little bit, but the players were also so tired. You had the mid-season World Cup. We were
The
in
World
every
Cup and that,
competition.
yeah.
So
Regulation of
at some
games.
point, it did get taxing. So
Yeah.
I think for
And
that,
you weren't
those first 6
rotating them
months,
times as well. You weren't doing no rotation.
those first 6
yeah.
months, right? Obviously, the first couple of games, he tried his shit. Brentford, he got slapped. He tried to reverted a little bit back to type, but there were still some principles in terms of baiting the press, third man runs, triangles in the attack that we were able to break down low blocks. Because this year, those same things aren't working. Maybe that's player. Maybe Eriksen's out the team, and like obviously maybe Amenu is not on the level of Eriksen in
Player
terms of that kind of
profiles
build up.
and
So
the models change, Griggs. The models change,
yeah,
and we've got more players in the in the final line, in the forward line, trying to attack those spaces, the two half spaces. We've got the 2 8s already there now. All these other little elements. So that's why we're finding it a little bit more difficult now, you know. And then the whole back line's been decimated. There's been injuries, no consistency in the team. So we just have to just be patient with what he's trying to do. Like I was going to say, Ole tried to do this. He started from a counter-attacking standpoint and then got to a point throughout the seasons where he wanted to advance the forward line a little bit more and get top quality players that could, dominate games and keep the ball in the opposition's half. That's what happened with him. And then, they couldn't take that next step. The mentality, the pressure to play this style of football. That's why we're seeing all these, like what Ryan has mentioned, the history getting decimated, or, you're saying it's been damaged, it's a bad thing, but I don't necessarily see it as that bad. We're playing this new style of football that none of the previous managers have managed to implement or try to implement anyway, because it's not fully successfully coming off. But this is the first time we're really having a good go at this with a good set of youth players that can hopefully get this to a higher level and a better level. The structure's coming in to hopefully improve it as well. It's just going to take time to implement it and create the new style of football. Whether
So
it's
Marcel,
still
so you're saying to me, sorry to cut you off, bro. So you're saying
No.
to me, you've seen enough for you to know that as much as how bad we're getting, there's a brighter future.
Yeah.
Like, things
You've seen
are
last
gonna get
season.
better. That's what you're saying in your head. Things are gonna
light
get
at the end of the
better.
tunnel.
Not
So you're
even that.
saying, you can
I'm
see
not
that
even
light. Yeah, how bright is that light? Look at the tunnel right now. Close your eyes and look at that tunnel. How bright is that light? Be real, bro. How
Premier
bright
League
is
and
that?
Champions
That's
League.
looking like 8 watts, bro. And that's probably 8 watts. That's got the 2 watts. That's got the little energy saving thing. I can't
Nah.
see that light, my broski. I
Nah,
can't
it's
see it.
it's 4,000, 10,000 watts strong. Premier League
Swear.
and Champions League.
Hey,
Premier League
do you
and
know that?
Champions
Do you
League.
know what else that could mean though? When you see that kind of light, that means is that God forbid that light, that bright light could mean another thing, another bad thing. God forbid, but you know what I'm
Nah.
saying, bro.
I just
Bro,
think
you're
I just think
dreaming.
nah. I just honestly think that this style of football with the right type of players, like we've admitted, his talent ID is not good enough. The way that he's making the substitutions to
So yeah,
impact the
okay,
game
cool,
is not good
cool.
enough.
Let's do this properly. So you've just said his talent ID is not good enough. How can
Mhm.
we now take that into another season? How can that?
in-
How
in-
do we
in-
fix that?
Ineos.
Yeah, Ineos.
So
It's- it's-
okay,
yeah.
cool. All
it's
right,
open there.
perfect, cool. Ineos fix the talent ID. They're giving the right players. When
Yeah.
things don't go Ten Hag's way, what is to say he can fix it? What proof do we have now that because Ten Hag seems to always want to wear a t-shirt when it's sunny and hope it doesn't rain. But when it rains,
What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
he wears a t-shirt thinking that it's going to be sunny, but when it rains, he didn't bring his umbrella. He doesn't know how to adapt and think, okay, you know what? Let me switch up. Let me bring out the brolly. My thing is, he doesn't adapt. When he knows we're getting bossed up on one side of the pitch, he doesn't patch it up. For example, Wan-Bissaka. When Mudryk wasn't doing jack shit, why did he not put Wan-Bissaka onto Cole Palmer? Little things like that. Why? Why didn't he think to himself, you know what? And last year, Ten Hag would have probably did that. I'll be real. Last year, Ten Hag would have probably thought of that. But what is stopping him from making these decisions? Because my problem is, and listen, I swear to you, Marcel, I promise you might not believe me. I would hope Ten Hag could change it. Because the way that we can banter with the rivals and say, and I'll put my hands up and say, I was wrong. I don't mind being wrong for the betterment of my club. But what can we see right now that we can say to ourselves, you know
What
what?
have I missed? What have I missed?
He was unlucky here. You know what I mean? Now I'm talking about like little things like identifying what's going on in the pitch and patching it up. Because Ten Hag and even the old when Ajax came up on you lot's United View, big up United View, yeah, big up you lot, yeah. They were talking
big
about
up
how he's
them, man.
stubborn and how he has one way of playing. I've watched all them shows. So how do we change that, knowing that it's the Premier League and this is one of the biggest clubs in the world, and he can't handle pressure and he doesn't adapt to what's happening in the game? He's getting schooled by these sneaky managers. How? Big Ten Hag, Champions League, Ajax, all of this shit. How is he not patterning? How? Look at Arteta, bro. I know Casper don't bring him in, don't bring out other clubs, but bruv, this guy's meant to be a better coach. What's the problem where you think structure will fix? Well, how's the structure going to help him pick the right players? We give him a good bench. How do you know, Marcel? Answer this question, that he's going to pick the right player on the bench. How do you know? He's got Ahmad sitting there. Even out of stubbornness, you must know to yourself, you know what? This boy can do a thing for me. No, let me just put him on for the betterment of the team. But he's so stubborn that he doesn't identify that Ahmad is the right profile to put on. So when we give him all the 5 subs that are the perfect subs, how do we not know his emotions are not going to get in between picking the right player because he's pissed with that player or he's stubborn? But he moves like a little, like, let me not even say that word, but he moves just like, you know what I mean? Like
a little,
What you've outlaid is just the flow. When a manager's not making the right subs to impact the game, they're not reading the flow of the game and the mentality of their players well enough. That and then you have to also understand that these players are weak mentality players. So they're already
So when he does have when he does have the players, what gives you confidence that he picks the right players? What's the difference?
The quality of the player coming on has the mentality. They're coming on to do the job and
so what you're saying, okay, sorry to cut you off again, so I can understand where you're going with this. So what you're saying that we're gonna have these total footballers that can play CDM, striker, left mid, probably some of them could even go and goal. So he can pick anyone and they can just do any job. Is that what we're saying right now?
No. I'm saying in the big moments where you have a player in Amrabat that you come on and doesn't affect it properly enough because he's purchased injured, not well suited to the league because of the talent ID, mentally part of a group of mentally weak footballers. But then you're saying when Ineos bring the robust type of footballer, can play anywhere, but let's just use the Amrabat situation, is a DM, can do the transitional work correctly, can play the correct forward passes.
Is McTominay a DM? Is McTominay a DM?
No.
So why does he put McTominay in a DM? If you're telling me that when we've got the right DM, he's going to put the DM in the DM, what proof do we have that he puts the right profiles in the right position? That's what. Answer, please. I beg you. Answer the question.
Yeah. You've cut me like 80 times. You've cut me 80 times. So
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, but I just want to get to the point. Let's go.
Yeah, with that situation specifically, when he puts him there, it's that item thing that I was telling you about before, where it's not. He's had to. That moment is when the ingredients are not there, he has to cut back on the savings. So then he only has these rubbish ingredients. And in that particular game against City that you're talking about, hold on, you cut me again. That game against City, it's like, he has to, there's a predicament. He has to put McTominay there. We concede the 3 goals. As soon as McTominay goes in DM, we concede the goals at home. Do you get it?
Cool. Can I ask you one question? This is my last question. Do you know how to cook rice?
Yeah.
Do you use a rice cooker or do you cook it straight out of the pot?
Out the pot.
Straight the pot.
Okay, cool. What ingredients do you use to cook rice? I'll tell you my ingredients. What ingredients do you use to cook rice?
Go on, you go first. You said you're gonna tell me what ingredients you
use. I use water, and obviously I'm cutting down the salt, so I don't put a lot of salt. I put a little bit of salt, and I put butter. Yeah, I put a little bit of butter just to make it a bit fluffy and whatever.
Right.
So let's say we don't have no butter. What do you put instead of butter? What do you think I put instead of butter?
A little bit of olive oil.
Thank you, Cass. A little bit of olive oil. But you know what Ten Hag does? Ten Hag puts in
more water.
Bruv, he puts in he puts in orange juice or something, bruv. That's my problem.
Rhino with head chef butter, Rhino. Oh, yeah,
exactly. Butter and olive oil are 2 different ingredients, but you still can substitute it because they still kind of have the same profile to do the right thing. Ten Hag doesn't use the right substitutes in terms of his ingredients. So when he's got the cupboard and he sees the olive oil and he knows, shit, I have no butter, and he does all this chewing his lips, and he doesn't pick the olive oil, bruv. The homeboy picks flipping orange juice, bruv. And then when I'm tasting the rice,
no. You know what he does
right
right now? You know what he does right now?
Oh, Staffy's here.
Yeah, bro. I mean, first of all, big up, guys. I've been here for about 15 minutes. Didn't get a chance to say anything. So big up.
Sorry.
Have a chance, man.
Sorry, Marcel. I've cut you off a lot. Sorry.
Big up to everyone here. Big up to the comments. Smash a like on the video.
Rhino
You know what it
Jr.
is right now. That was a very good analogy. But you know what he does? Not only does he sometimes do the wrong recipe, I feel like any little inconvenience and he just throws the recipe out and he's like, fuck it, let me go cook something else. Oh, I ran out of butter.
Bro.
Instead of trying to
Staffy,
find
these
the
times
oil,
all the customers want rice and that, they're all catting for the rice, but he's all come and brought some next thing. And they're thinking,
Rhino, it's like
what's
you
wrong
come
with
into my house and I'm like, you know what? Today I'm doing chicken over rice, and then you come over and there's no more chicken over rice. It's pasta, and you're like, stop it! You promised me chicken, but I ran out of one ingredient. So instead of accommodating, I just did something completely different.
Yes,
This is what this manager has done multiple times. Okay, and this is why I have an issue.
Problem.
By the way, a lot of what Marcel says makes a lot of sense.
It makes sense. It does.
I need people to understand that we disagree with Marcel, not because we think Marcel is crazy. It's because we just don't see it the way he says it.
He believes
it does make sense.
Yeah, he believes in one of two defensive lines.
And
as
you
well.
lot take that in because you lot think we're going at him. It's not that.
No, I respect that he stands on business. But here's the thing: there's a lot of things that Marcel said, and I don't want to make this a show where we're piling up on Marcel and his opinions. There's a lot of things that he says that make sense, but I don't see it. And I'll tell you why. A lot of these things, I have no concrete proof that it will happen. It all sounds nice, but for it to happen, I need some track record. So we always talk about Ten Hag's trying to adapt to a new style of play where he's trying not to do Ajax. He's trying to do a hybrid style. Marcel loves to use that word a lot. Okay. I have not seen that hybrid style for me to point at it and be like, you know what? We could look like this. If we get the right profiles, this is what we're going to look like, because it's nothing tangible. I haven't seen it in his previous jobs, and I haven't seen it so far. If I've seen it somewhere, I'll be like, you know what? If me being patient means I'll get to this, I will be patient. But I haven't seen it before. The risk to wait until that day, knowing it might not happen one day, is something that I personally don't believe in. I can never be a person who follows something that I don't truly believe in because I don't have a record of it. So I might respect your word, but I'm sorry, if you can't show me proof, I really can't go into that. That's the same thing that's going on with Ten Hag. To make that worse, I've seen this manager get a lot of simple decisions wrong. So I can't trust him on a team where, to be honest, I think he's trying to play a certain brand of football that I think Z said it perfectly on your show last week, Saeed. He said the style of football that he's trying to play demands literally the best players in the league to be on your team.
Staffy, remember I said that on your show one time when I said he's trying to play that kind of.
You probably
Liverpool.
did. You probably did. Yeah, you probably did,
I
Rhino. But here's the thing: I don't trust that anyone in this league could always have the best 11 out of everyone. Even Pep was winning leagues, and he didn't have the best players in their positions. This is how rare it is for you to be in the Premier League and to have the best squad available. It's easier to do that in Serie A or in the Dutch league or even the German league. Like, I think Ten Hag could have went to Bayern and he probably would have banged over there because they're going to get him all the best players in the German league.
Players.
I don't think we're ever going to reach a point where we're going to have players that are so mint in every position that are going to execute the instruction that he's trying to give them. Because don't get me wrong, Said, as much as there's a lot of players in this team that I don't rate, and I have my favorites, I don't think all of them collectively are that bad. The common thing is the manager. If you're able to, let's say I don't like Casemiro, right? But you guys rate him. At some point, you need to realize, all right, Stevie doesn't really need to like Casemiro, but was Casemiro ever this bad until he came to United? No. Okay, so why is he so bad at United? You can apply the same logic to so many players. A lot of the players that he's put his hands on, including the ones that he rates and he bought, ended up looking bad. You have to find the core reason behind that. There's no way he didn't rate Amrabat because he bought him. There's no way he didn't rate Anthony because he bought him. There's no way he didn't rate, who else did he buy? I don't want to include Lissandro because he's been injured. All the other players that he signed, Eriksen, Casemiro, Højlund. Well, we'll sign him on loan, but he didn't buy him. But you know what I mean? I mean, acquired him in
Fam,
general.
man.
And then with Pep as well, Staffy, with Pep, it's a thing where he's always had one of the best team in the league, or not, if not the best team in the league, the second best team in the league, and has
Can I
always
ask you
had the most resources in the league. So in terms of implementing your style, when you have the best players in the league, you're able to do it at the best standard within the league. You know, that goes for the first and second teams. And then it took them a period to, like, even when they upregulate it, even when so Pep wins the league, the next season he goes to another level by getting another player that puts that position into a new stratosphere. It's like,
but let me tell you something,
the
Marcel.
starting point.
Before you
And
go-
then
before you go,
we've
Staffy,
inherited,
before you
we've
go, Staffy.
inherited, we've inherited players, you know, under Ole. They're not successful.
I agree.
You
I
get
agree.
like the whole set of our players
Yeah.
for the last 10 years have been like 4th and 5th place quality footballers.
Facts.
I agree with
That's
you,
what they
Marcel.
are.
But here's where I want to correct you, and I think this is where we're going to disagree. I don't think Pep always gets the best players in the league. Pep eventually
Yeah,
makes them the best players in the league, and I'll tell you how. Go look at the season that I think Liverpool came in second, and City won the league. That might have been a year after they won the Champions League. Liverpool had about 11 players nominated for the Ballon d'Or, a lot more than what City had. I think City had like 4 or 5. And that's the team they finished second to. You can argue that team that season, Liverpool had the best player in every position. They had Salah, who everyone said is the best right wing. They had Mane, who was the best left winger. They had Van Dijk, the best center back. They had Alisson, the best goalkeeper. They had Trent, who everyone said was the best right back. They had Fabinho, who everyone said was the best DM. He actually had less players involved after he was winning. I think he won the domestic treble or whatever that year. So that's what I'm saying. He does have players that we eventually look at and we're like, wow, look at them. They're the best team in the league. But he makes them that because he doesn't sign these players. Like Diaz, when he came in, he wasn't the best center back in the league. He played under his system and he became the best center back in the league. Rodri was a reject from Atletico Madrid. And then he goes there and now he's the best DM in the league. You look at these things, bro.
Word.
He makes these players because of the way he implements them in their system and he identifies what he needs in his system where it elevates them to take the next step. I feel like Ten Hag is the opposite because Mount should have took a step forward. Yes, he's been injured, and I know you're going to say that, and I agree with it. But has he elevated to a second level? No, he's been on the bench since. So these are the things that I have to look at, and these things worry me, Marcel.
Before you go, Marcel, I'm just going to read a couple of super chats because I want to move on to the striker debate because I know we're speaking on Ten Hag a lot. Griggs, that's a fat lie. Ole slapped a low block team multiple times and played out the back more. That's how we know De Gea wasn't good with his feet. Remember, this man has done nothing right.
Well,
What was that Newcastle guy that scored against us?
That's not true either.
Longstaff?
Well, first of all, De Gea was here last year, so I knew De Gea was bad with his feet when we had Ten Hag last year. And United were better at consistently breaking down low blocks last year than they were under Ole. Especially when you factor in Ole had better attacking individual talent, which you do need to break low blocks, by the way.
Fair.
It's not just coaching.
That's
you need talent as well. So I think personally, Ten Hag did a better job last year. That's just me.
Just listen to yourself, bro. The right ingredients and cutting back on supply. Lord have mercy, we are cooked. And Marcel is cooking all right. Crack is what he's cooking. Listen, I wanted to talk about strikers, yeah? Because obviously, apparently Ten Hag's looking for a striker. Man United want a striker as well, yeah? Like, Ivan Toney is the one that I'm kind of pointing towards it, but a lot of people don't rate him in it for some reason. I don't know, like, you know what I mean? Is it worth it? Is it not worth it? You know, have people given up on Højlund? You know what I'm saying to you? Like, what are you man saying in terms of the striker market right now? What does he say here? Ten Hag has just come out and talked about Anthony Martial. He said Anthony's out for the pitch, but if he will be available this season, I don't know. He's still with the medical team. So obviously, it looks like we need a striker next season.
Like he doesn't
Toney
in his
for me
celebrations. Like he doesn't celebrate.
Yeah.
Goodbye, Toney.
Toney 89 level. Z set the narrative. Does anybody disagree with that comment? Agree with that comment. Agree with that comment.
I disagree, but let me let someone else talk because I feel like I've spoken.
In terms of United level, what? Like he could be the starting striker for a title-winning team.
Starting striker, yes.
Yeah, we didn't.
I thought you were talking about Martial. That's why I did that. Yeah,
Bro,
Toney. Yeah, bro, get me Toney 100%. I thought you were talking about Martial being out for this season.
We're starving. We're starving, fam. We're talking about sponsor me for £3 a month settings, fam. I'm starving. I need it. Like, I'm on an advert. Come on, man.
We said bare flies flying around like
40 mil. I'm taking him for 30, 40 mil. That's
Bro,
a good
40
price.
mil. I thought that was a lie when I saw it. 40 mil.
Oh,
We
it
paid
still could
70
be
for
a lot.
Haaland.
Nah, he ain't going for 40. I doubt it, man.
I don't think no one
I
wants
doubt
to pay
it too.
bro.
How many years has he got left?
One.
I think it's that.
One.
Yeah, it's like 1 year. Look at his
That's at
contract.
least 70 M's, man. 80, but probably even
Hey,
more, man.
right.
The striker market's mad.
Rashford ain't feeding no one. He's a liar, just like the rest of the Tories as well. He belongs in that category, man.
That's a Rashford to feed you.
Yeah, that's a lie, man. No, bring Toney. If he's for 45, 50 million, it's a no-brainer. You're not getting another
Yeah,
decent
that's
striker for that. You're just buying
yeah.
potential all the time. People on this flipping, on whether it's that Bird app or it's YouTube or something, they just love potential. Like, we need some ready-made as well at the same time. No one, there's not other striker really that is ready-made like a Toney at prime age. The only thing I would say they have to look at Man United is, does his personalities and everything fit for what they want, and that's it. Other than that, ability is fine. He clearly wants a bigger club, but he flirted with Liverpool, so maybe on that notice, we should probably not go for him because that's scum already. So I don't know. Up to you lot.
I'll take him in a heartbeat. Yeah, 100%. I'll take him in a heartbeat.
I'll take him. So.
For that price, listen, let's be very honest. We just saw us pay 72 million for Højlund on potential, and the guy had like 8 goals in Serie A. There's not a lot of prices out there to get experienced strikers, especially in the Premier League. The guy was one of 3 players last season to score over 20 goals in the league. It was him, Kane, and Haaland. If you're telling me based on what I've seen last season, you're going to get the 3rd best striker in the league, I'll take that. And he did that in a much lesser side in Brentford. No disrespect to Brentford. I mean, they almost slapped us up the other day. So maybe I shouldn't say that.
Yeah, there's no way Brentford should be holding big clubs to ransom for 70 and 65. Like, who are you? You need money.
Nah, 50 million max, man. 50,
I would
50,
still pay
60
50
million
for
max.
him. With
Yeah,
inflation,
that's a
50 is not as
bargain,
much as it
man.
used to be. 50
Yeah, that's
is
a
probably
bargain,
like
man. That's
And you know,
myth,
I
that's
know
a
who
myth.
else you're gonna say, Saeed. He's in the title in it. The less I say, the better in it, yeah. But all I'm gonna say is sometimes my ex tries to email me because she's got blocked and everything. She wants me back. But guess what? I don't want her. Same way for that flipping Mason Greenwood. I don't want him. So less I say, the better in it. You know what it is, isn't it?
You know what it is? The Mason Greenwood thing's is a bit of a
Emo.
obviously it's a
Dark.
personal
That's
subject.
Yes.
It's a personal subject in it. But the Mason Greenwood thing, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you guys here. I think he's coming back. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you.
I doubt
I've
it.
got
I
this
doubt
feeling
it.
that he's coming back.
I don't think
Like
so.
genuinely, because you know what it is, yeah. Ineos have never really come out and said, "Yo, like we're looking to," you know, they've said we're going to look at it extensively and look at it from a broader point of view. They've never kind of category said, "Yo, like yo," you know what I mean? Like I think they're bringing it back because until now, do you see the reports today about basically they're unsure as to what they're doing and whatnot?
Yeah,
Like,
but
you
they
know,
also
you
can't come out and
report-
say we want him gone because then that just diminishes his whole value. So I think for me, I think Ineos are looking at this from a business
To play it
perspective,
smart,
right?
Yeah.
They can't say we want to get rid of him no matter what because then all them Spanish clubs are gonna be like, oh, you want him gone so bad? Here's 10 mil, take it or leave it,
That's
right?
smart business.
So that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They have to maximize the asset, which I don't. Obviously, there can be questions about whether to approach this certain situation like that. But I think Ineos are really going to do what's best with FFP regarding the situation, which I think personally would probably be to sell Greenwood because he's technically an academy graduate, so it's direct profit. So if they could get 30 mil for him, that equals like I don't know how much that translates to pure profit, but I know it's a lot of money. So it opens up the checkbook a little bit more.
Just gotta think of it along the lines of like how much crap surrounds Man United already.
Yeah, we don't.
Why
need
would
this.
you want it to surround by more crap by a woman beater?
Mm.
So on that note, if you like woman beaters and you want him back, then you're just as bad. But if you want him back, you can sit on your own morals, isn't it? That's up to you, innit? It's your opinions. But if you're doing it for
100%.
Sometimes you gotta think they don't get onto footballers when they do something like go out, have fun, and that because you want them for footballing reasons only, then have it for
Keep the same
footballing reasons
energy.
only. But keep the same energy. If Rashford and that wants to go out and have the time of his life, don't get onto him.
That's true.
Do you get what I mean? Don't get onto him for going out and enjoying his life because you can't get onto the personal problems. You lot don't keep the same energy, and I think some of you need a reality check. But if you like woman beaters, calm in it.
You know what's mad, yeah? You know what's mad about the whole situation, yeah? I've always said it brings more bad PR, like you said, than good. Even though I don't really care about PR, to be honest with you, but I think for the whole situation, I feel like it brings not only for him as well, for the club as well, just in general, the whole facade of bringing him back week in, week out, the pressure. Like you wouldn't get.
It's gonna bring a dark cloud that you don't need, Said, and
That's it. Basically,
that's one thing. I don't want to wake up every day. Imagine how many streams you're gonna have to do. Oh, the fans boo Greenwood. Oh, the fans outrage over Greenwood coming back to. I don't want to stream that content personally. I want to sit here and talk about the football, talk about the tactics, talk about Ten Hag in, Ten Hag out with Marcel. I don't want to talk about Mason Greenwood in or out, because it's too political and I don't want to take a part of it. The only thing I will say, though, and it might not be popular with some people, I personally don't believe in cancel culture. Keep it away from me, but I don't believe in cancel culture. I don't feel like someone should be canceled for the rest of his life for a mistake that he's done. That's what I think. But this is me personally. Like, I find it in me to forgive people for what they did. I don't keep them in my life, but I could forgive you, but just go move on away from me. That's how I feel. I feel like he deserves a chance in life. At the end of the day, he's still with that chick and he has a kid from that chick. So if you try to cancel him, he's not going to put food on the table for that kid anyways. So if you don't like him for what he did, 100%, we all don't like what he did. Just let him go somewhere else and just forget about him. That's my personal opinion on it.
Yeah,
you know what it is?
Yeah.
A couple of super chats say, I want Toney, but only if we play two up front or Rashford gets sold. Toney and Rashford, Rakus Mashford in the same team would make me want to donate my eyes. My top choice for striker is Gikaris or Vlahovic.
Toney would make Rashford look better now.
How can you want to get rid of Rashford, but then you want Vlahovic in the same sentence? They do like
Yeah.
Front two.
Look at
Griffiths hates on Rashford is mentioned here.
No. Look at the state of no. Forget the Rashford thing. Look at the state of these wingers: Mason Greenwood, Anthony, Sancho, and Ahmad as my wingers at Manchester United. That is mid. That is the definition of mid.
Wait, hold on.
Play Anthony on the left. Battle it out.
Anthony and Sancho as my left wingers at Manchester United. The same left wing that got occupied by Cristiano Ronaldo. And Ryan, them guys.
Yeah, but you're telling me Greenwood won't be a better right.
Wait, Griggs, let's be honest. Greenwood is political issues, not footballing. If we're talking pure football here, he would be our best winger when it comes to.
First of all, Greenwood was never meant to be a right wing, by the way. This guy's a number 9. You're putting a world-class finisher that has 2 feet on the right wing. First of all, that's not how it works. And then Anthony, who's not a left winger. Sancho, who doesn't even like playing on the left half the time. That's who you want as left wingers.
Oh,
that's
I hear that. Still.
Yeah, is anybody don't listen? It depends if you watch that Portuguese league as well. Gikaris. Listen, I don't watch him week in week out, but I'm very very torn on bringing Portuguese. Players from the Portuguese league, man. I'm very
torn.
Bro,
it's death, taxes, and Griggs hating on Sancho. So just
the
quicker move on, the better. Don't
Give it up.
Give it up, bro. I don't even argue over it anymore.
I didn't say anything. I just said that Anthony and Sancho as left winger depth at Man United is mid. That's what it is. That's just mid.
Yeah. MC Leb says all of our players fit different styles of play. How will any manager succeed? We play good in the first 10-15 minutes, then we drop. Who's to blame? Who's to blame me for that? Listen. That's according to Marcel. 10 minutes and then we back off. No,
that is a good point though. We do have a mesh of profiles that don't fit together. For example, the midfield. No one can tell me what the best midfield is at Man United because even I can't think of what the best midfield at Man United is because there's not a 6 that can play with Kobe Manu.
Ericsson. That's why I say.
No, but see that doesn't make sense because Manu needs a guy next to him that can run for days, and Casemiro's legs are shot. So like, where does that fit in? And then you have Manu next to him. You have an Ericsson who also can't run. So like, where's the running power in that midfield, right? So it's there's no mesh of profile. The attack, you have a striker that needs service from both wingers, but we don't have 2 creative wingers that can both play left and right at the same time.
What about Manu and Amrabat?
We need Wingfielders, man. Tell him about it.
What about Amrabat?
I need people to appreciate him. I need people to appreciate him. Since he's left, look at us, man.
I think you can get more mobility out of him, though. I think there's more mobility in that guy, man.
People say this is why I say I want Onana because Onana's a top athlete in the Premier League. We need athletes at this team. Actually, I'm gonna say this. I think our physical levels are more shocking than our technical levels.
Yeah,
I really believe that. Our physical levels are the worst in the Premier League.
That's because of the manager. That's because of the manager.
No.
Players ain't physical at all.
No, side. Their general hustle and bustle.
Go through the team. Who is
to run and press and cover areas of the pitch?
Ollie, we were the fittest team. Yes or no? Ollie, we were the fittest team.
No, we weren't.
Nobody could match Ollie's fitness.
I think there was more
Who's
tech
what-
though. There was more
technically?
tech in Ollie's team. There's a bit more tech in there.
No,
though.
no. There was no tech. There
was
was no
just-
tech.
Compared to now,
Yeah,
compared
it's
to now,
front- it's front line
definitely.
attack,
Yeah,
it's front
compared to
line
now.
attack.
I'm saying under Ollie Solskjaer, yeah, not many teams could outrun us. Not many teams.
Let me tell you why you're wrong, Said.
Nah.
But the,
What
but the league
happened
has
as
gotten
soon-
more physical since
No, one
then.
second.
But the league,
I have
the
a
league has
perfect
gotten
rebuttal
more
for this.
physical since then. Because look at our team now, right? Who's a top athlete in our team? Yeah, Rashford doesn't want to engage in duels, so I can't even consider him in that part, right? You have Højlund, who you can consider an athlete. On the right hand side, we don't have any athletes. In the midfield, there's no athlete in there. Mason Mount and McTominay. But McTominay is a fake athlete because he also doesn't want to engage in a duel. You have Dallo, who I think for his position is a top athlete. We don't have a Kwambwala is our most athletic center back, and he just came through the squad right now. Our left back's not athletic. We have no athletes in the team. There's no one here that can, like Marcel's right,
Yeah.
that can lead a
What
press
did
for
you
90
say?
minutes.
What did you say? What did you say? You said it's a bigger detriment. Did you say? Did you say?
Yeah, I
it's a
think
bigger
our
problem?
physical,
worse
I think
than
our
our
physical
technical
floor
level.
is worse than our technical floor.
But that's
in
what
the
I
squad.
said. It's down to the manager being because we got to look at it. Yeah, look at the way we are going back and forth like a basketball match. Had we had control, had we had a sense of, you know what, we had know what we're doing, bro. Do you think we'd be walking?
Yes and no,
do you think
Said.
Casemiro
Yes
would
and
be
no.
knackered?
No. Yes and no,
Yeah,
Said,
but we
and
also
I'll tell you
but
why.
I said our technical floor is not that high, but our
But
technical floor
Martinez-
is also not good enough to control games. So this is where we
Yeah.
have the problem.
agree.
We're not good
I
enough to control
Thank you.
games, and we're not good enough to defend for 90 minutes because we don't have the legs.
Thank you very much.
So-
Yeah, but this is but Griggs, this is defend with an offensive mindset and a risk mindset. Before it used to be the reason why we looked so good or looked fit under Ole is because it was from a defensive mindset. Everyone was in our half, and then we make the 80-yard dashes in towards the goal and score goals. It's just everyone being switched on for the attacking phase. But with this team, he's deliberately setting us up right outside their goal. And then we have to make the yard. It's like we start from an attacking standpoint first. And that's why our ability and to switch on and to run backwards is really poor. We need players that can guard the place properly. Do you know what I mean? And it's just going to take time. And like you're saying, no one in the team right now, especially in the midfield, is physical enough. You need Onana and the next Kante next to Kobe.
You need both.
I hear
You need a
Do you
Onana and a Kante.
want me to
Yeah,
answer
yeah.
this?
I agree.
I'm
with
getting
you.
sold
I
on this
agree with you on
Onana
one
thing
of them.
still. I'm not gonna lie, I'm getting sold on it slowly. I'm getting
No,
sold.
I wanted Onana, and I've said that before. But an Onana
getting
and a
sold on
Kante
it.
next to Menu, that midfield is too flat.
No,
Two flat, man.
two eights in the half space. Ten Hag wants to play 2 8s in the half space. Onana in one half space, but with a box-to-box mindset, and he's always going to run backwards. And Kobe do the magic. Then you have
But I never
Kante that
agreed with
guards
that.
everything laterally.
But I never
and
agreed from that from the beginning, Marcel. I don't think we can play with 2 8s, especially with the players that we have now, because none of our 8s would be creative enough. And our
Yeah,
current
and our
8s,
wingers are dead.
including Bruno, are not even physical enough to play as 8. Bruno, people think he's a decent player because he runs a lot. He runs, bro, and he gets bullied off the ball all the time. Like, just look at Bruno trying to win a ball. He's the furthest away from an 8 that I've ever seen. I don't like the idea of playing a 6 and 2 8s. I think the way our team is right now, and with the only way we can build on it is by having two like in a double pivot and a 10. I think we're so far off having 2 8s.
But so I can agree with that. But what Ten Hag's trying to do is he's committing about, I think it's 5 or 6 people. Griggs will confirm, but it's like 5 or 6 people for this high block. So with that, you only leave one person left at the house. So let's just be honest and talk about it from that standpoint. You're going to need a Kante then, regardless of however we think it's best for the club to. Because once he does 2 6s, Staffy, then it's going back to Ole Ball last season and all. And
No,
then
I don't want 2
and then what
6s. I hear what you're saying, but I actually don't want 2 6s. So I want a 6. Menu is the box to box and someone who's a little bit more advanced. Better.
The
at
only reason
Bruno's
why
job.
Menu can't do the box to box, or why Ten Hag is going to have 2 box to boxes, is because Kobe's not mobile enough to do the box to box the way a box to box should do it. But he's creative enough.
How about just playing some
connect. He's creative enough to score goals and create opportunities. Whereas Onana, like we were both mentioning about from Everton, he can do the box to box very well and cause a lot of mayhem in there. And
I actually view Onana as a Kante, because you were talking about a Kante. I actually view Onana as a Kante. He's a little bit different, obviously, because he's much taller than him.
Give me a
So he brings
Garte,
a different element.
Onana, Kobe, and then Mason Mount can come in and out of or a swap with Onana. Mason Mount and Onana can swap and share the minutes next to Kobe. And Bruno, I think, has to go as a 6 or get sold at some stage.
Why are you shaking your head, Griggs?
Garte hype, man. I'm good. I'm
Oh.
good with that.
Ogate hype, yeah, trust me. Ogate hype, man.
First of all, I don't think
Garte
United.
hype.
I don't think that. I think Onana and Menu is your pivot, or 8-6, whatever. I mean, I don't think Ronaldo's a 6 either. Like, there's your double pivot, and then just go. I don't want a 10. I don't want a 10. I don't think 10s. Like, I understand there's a lot of 10s in world football right now, but I
It's
want
died, bro.
an advanced 8 because I don't want a midfielder that's playing like between like in the pockets all game. I want a midfielder that can just occupy a certain area, whether it's the right hand side or the left hand side, whichever side Mainu's on the opposite of, and just control that area, receive the ball there, whether you dribble past the player, whether you lay it off to the next player, or what you gotta do. Just control your area. Mainu will control his area. The 6 will control his area. Unless you go like that. I don't think there's like a 10. I don't think there's like a 10 that United. Unless you get like a Florian Wirtz, right? Maybe then, but that's not happening. So
Yeah,
I
Florian
just don't know.
Wirtz. Yeah.
I want
Yeah,
an
you
Odegaard.
get
Odegaard. I want Odegaard, basically. That's what I want. I want Odegaard. Someone that can do the second phase and the third phase combined together. I don't know where you can find that. I think Ahmad is a similar profile to that. Do I think Ahmad has a quality of an Odegaard? Probably not. But I want to see him get a run in the midfield next to Kobe and then Onana. I just want to see that midfield, whether it's preseason or whether it's next season. I just want to see a game of that just to see how the dynamics work, and then we can adjust from
I
there.
want technicians, man. You know what it is, yeah? And by the way, Kaz, you need to go in it. So just answer this
Yeah,
quickly before you go.
So I don't understand why you want to get rid of one guy who's when the ball bounces off his foot like it's a flipping brick to another one. Like loses the ball, we complain about it a lot. So you want another guy that does exactly the same. Can't even play up front by himself these days. Needs a 2-man forward type formation, the 4-4-2 from Allegri. You know, he's got a decent finish on him, but I don't know why you want to go get someone that plays cannonball as well. Like, it makes no sense. It's the same thing with Bruno. You got the same player but up front instead. Vlahovic is just a name that people like because it's on FIFA. Let's be real. And he had a good time at Fiorentina. Them days are done, man. It's cool. He's an okay number 9, but you'll be complaining about the same stuff. For me, it's again a missed profile. If you're gonna get rid of Rashford, it's because you're gonna get someone else over in the left wing, not the guy up front. But who knows, isn't it? I might be wrong.
Yeah, big up, man. Big up to Kaz, man. Never a foul, love, man. Big up to you. Roman Roland, what a name. He says, Marcel guessing Ten Hag tactics like he's Miss Cleo reading tarot cards. Bring Greenwood, Sancho, footballers. Guys, 1.1k in the building. Make sure we get to 500 likes. You know what it is, Griggs, here? I think for me, we're getting lost in the sauce, man. You get me? Because Man City don't have a lot of physical power, you know, in their team. Like, yeah, they have Rodri, who's a physical specimen. They have Diaz and whatnot, and they have Kyle Walker, but you still got these technicians in Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden.
Said, you know when you don't have enough.
I don't want to
when
get
you
lost
don't have
in the
that,
sauce, man.
but they've got their tech. Go on, Gez, go on.
Bernardo also has a tenacity of a pit bull. Like, he's not physical by stature, but he has the tenacity of a pit bull. He actually knows how to win a tackle better than most DMs in the league.
And the IQ, Griggs, the IQ's
and obviously
mad,
IQ and stuff like that. De Bruyne is a physical specimen in terms of his position. Well, obviously before the hamstring injury, in terms of the PNP, right? He's physical in terms of that. Everyone, striker, you have Erling Haaland, who, to be fair, not really for his height, but still. Wingers, I don't think they have. That's why I think Pep went and got Doku, for example, PNP winger. But the difference between City and United is City play with 4 center backs. So their physical dominance is in the back. They don't need to have it higher up front because they have 4 defenders. They have 4 center backs at all times on the pitch. Even if they play Kyle Walker can sometimes even play as a center back. So Pep has prioritized physical dominance in the back, not the midfield really, just Bart Rodri. And then in the attack, he's like, it's obviously all system.
Yep. No, but I get it. I just don't want us to get lost in the sauce, man. Because I feel like for me, what will happen next season, will be all power and all of this, and then later on, when we need to play some football and when we getting bopped off the park, by Europa League next season, by, I don't know, let's say it's Rennes in France, and they've got these technical footballers too. Or it's Bilbao next season. Bilbao, they'll be in the Europa League next season, I'm guessing, or the Champions League. I don't know. And we'll get buffed off the park by these teams because they've got technical players and they just outplay us. I don't want people to moan then, saying, why is our footballers gone?
We need players that can read the game, man.
Let me tell you something. Say we'll play a Bilbao once or twice a season, or we'll play a Betis once or twice a season in the Premier League, in the Europa League. But we're gonna play 38 games in the Premier League. The Premier League is our bread and butter. If we can't
how
run
many teams
with
have
them,
better footballing teams than us though? Forget physical.
It doesn't matter, Said. We don't lose to teams that are technically better than us this season, but they're much more.
Season, though.
Said, how many smaller teams beat us? How many teams? Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say right now.
First of all,
look at
the teams came to our park last year and we slapped them up 4-0. First of all,
Who?
So I saw Will Workhorse
let's
score
look at
against that
losses this
team.
season.
Betis.
Okay, let me
Even
look at
Sevilla
losses this
before
season.
Licha got injured against Sevilla, we played them off the park too. Let's not act like we don't know how to play these teams off the park. Last year in Europa League, until Licha got injured, every single team that came our way, we
And
played off
Varane.
the park.
We were
Sociedad
up
came to
2-0.
our park, and Sociedad we got robbed at Old Trafford because they gave that handball to on Lisandro Martinez when it hit his thigh. So these teams really don't play us off the park. But even Bilbao, right? Look at Bilbao's attack. Nico Williams, PNP winger, Inaki Williams, physical threat. These teams also have physical. But I think La Liga is actually more physical than people give it credit for because a lot of those guys know how to play low blocks back. They know how to make the game sufferable. Go play Hetafe away. You'll suffer. You'll look like shit because they're gonna duel you and they're gonna foul you all game long. Those teams are actually more physical than sometimes technically dominant when you really think about it.
No, I hear you. All I'm saying is that, I don't want us to get lost in translation. I don't want us to
I know what you're
become a
trying to
team
say.
where, you know what I mean? I don't want it because I don't listen. And also, that's why I'm very, very keen to see what next manager comes in because if it's Ten Hag, then bro, it's going to be more suicidal football.
I
He's
have a
going to bring
question
in
though,
more
Saeed.
players. Yeah,
United at their best.
That's how you can
United,
shake your head, but it's
United
true.
United at their
Nah.
best. Well, under Fergie, what were United better at? Physical or technical? What was the higher floor in the Fergie teams?
Probably physical, probably.
That's
You know
what I'm
what I mean?
saying.
But also,
I think for
it was
me,
a blend. It was a blend. It was a blend.
obviously it's a
It was a
blend,
blend.
but in my opinion, to be a top team in 2024, I think the physical floor needs to be a little bit higher than the technical floor
No, I
because
agree.
of how the game is evolving, in my opinion. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need both. You can't have only a physical team and a technical team. You're gonna look like shit because you're not gonna be able to play both. But you need a blend. But the way that the football has evolved athletically and all these players are becoming, obviously, it's not like 2008 no more where you're gonna have like slow center backs. Most center backs on most teams these days are all rapid, right? So you need to match that with rapid wingers that are PNP and know how to win their duels. That kind of stuff. So you need to be able to match it. United for the past United for a lot of long years now haven't been able to haven't been able to match teams physically. We get bullied, and that's something United we all grew up on. We used to be the bullies, not the ones getting bullied. And United need to get back to that. That's our heritage. We're not a tiki-taka team. We'll never be that, and that's why I don't think United fans want certain managers like De Zerbi sometimes because they don't want to be robotic. That's not the way that we're used to. That's not the way we grew up being.
That is true as well. You know, he's got a point. Because when you go to Old Trafford, and if you guys get to go to Old Trafford, you'll realize the Old Trafford crowd don't like it when we're playing out from the back. They're saying, "Hoof it down, get that ball forward." You know, they get it to the wingers.
They don't have no patience.
They don't have no patience. So as a team, I think the fan base are deluded as well. I think we're not.
Wait, so do you scream attack, attack, attack when you're at the stadium too?
Sometimes, yeah, I do.
You get lost in the you get lost in the sauce like that.
But you know what it is though? That's more because we're playing that torrid of a football. But I'm talking about when it's the start of the game and it's like, okay, we're building up from the back.
Yeah.
So
they start booing and start getting quiet and they start moving mad.
But my thing is, it's when it's obviously not going well. We're not having a shot on target in about 70 minutes. Then I'm like, attack, attack, attack. But when we're just like, we don't appreciate because we're like, get the ball down the wing and let's get it right. And no, bro, let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Because LVG had that, right? LVG, bro, when we all fall asleep. Yeah.
Maybe when I have a fluid conversation with y'all, you understand me, Griggs, I'll pop up to one of your stream chats. We can talk more. Definitely do. Sorry, Griggs, go ahead.
Now, I was going to say, like, LVG, for example, right? I saw a stat today that reminded me. LVG had about 80% possession every single game at home. But we dead last in shots. United fans all wanted to fall asleep. I even fell asleep during an LVG game. I'm like, well, this is the worst football I've ever seen. But it was technically dominant, but we weren't doing anything with it. So that's what United fans are always going to be against.
Yes, but that's true. But I believe everyone would have gave him one more season. I think everyone would have gave him one more season. But now, do you believe that you can give one more season to Erik Ten Hag?
No, I don't.
LVG showed me a lot more than Ten Hag did.
Come on. Yes.
I look back at it and I'm like, no, it's true.
Stop
Wait, I don't know why. There's no way, Marcel, you've
Marcel.
seen less football or less style of a play under LVG than this manager right now. You'd be lying to yourself if you said that.
Nah, so LVG had a worse, I think he had a lesser squad maybe, and an aging squad. So he couldn't really dominate the games, but he had heavy possession base. This manager has been able to get the rubbish players. Under Ole, we were saying it was one of our worst squads in history and one of the worst teams in history and performance in history. Managed to balance them and teach them some things. A lot of players improved. within Ole's style of football, but with Ten Hag's philosophy the last season. Then this season, we've seen again a development of those good patterns of plays within Ten Hag's philosophies, but we're seeing the structure and the model not being able to be implemented fully because the back line doesn't exist. It's been 30 times changed. It doesn't exist then. The midfield line doesn't kind of exist because we don't have the profiles to execute it the way it needs to be executed. It needs to be upregulated. The forward line is good in only counter-attacking phases or behaviors because that's what we've always been. And then we're not good enough in the low block, even though last season we was good enough in the low block. So we've seen that we can do good low block from last season. We've also seen that we can be very good defensively last season. So from a low block standpoint, we're good at, because we got the good defensive record last season and we was a fortress at home. So we've seen parts of ingredients that if he can get better footballers in, he can mesh together and he will create a new style of football within the league that will wrap up the league, in my opinion.
Now let me remind you of something. I don't necessarily disagree with everything you said, but let me remind you of something. Louis van Gaal, yes, he did have an aging squad. And if you remember his first year, I think that season we had about 7 signings, including the Falcao loan. I don't think I've ever seen us sign that many players. But the season right after, by the way, we got rid of so many players that we loved at the time. Chicharito and Nani and so many of them. You know what's one thing he was doing? When he was needing the right profiles, he was putting players that he identified in the team that are good enough to do this job. Let me give you examples. He wanted to play with 3 in the back. He had Blind or whatever. Don't get me. I already know that. And then he got Tyler Blackett. Why did he get Tyler Blackett from the academy? Because he was a left-footed center back and he needed a left-footed center back. When he had no left back, he went and got Borthwick Jackson. Remember Borthwick Jackson? You guys remember him? He put him on the left-hand side. He brought in players that when I say brought in, not necessarily purchased, he brought in players from the academy at least to play because they gave him the certain profile that he needed. I can't see a manager doing that and then make different excuses for Ten Hag, because when Ten Hag runs out of something, like Rhino said earlier with the whole butter olive oil thing, he doesn't try to accommodate. He goes and he flips his whole thing. And this is why it's been harder for me to look at this guy and trust him when I've seen someone else who actually was a lot more braver than him and was a lot more evidential to him, because we saw Louis van Gaal football. We just didn't like it. And then come to this manager and not criticize him for it. Louis van Gaal was actually finding solutions when he had nothing available. We've seen him go get Marcus Rashford on a day that we had Will Keane. Was it Will or Michael? I think it was Will. Will Keane, Rooney, and Marcel all injured for a Europa League game. And he brought on a profile that he knew he could use. I've seen him do that. So why can't another manager? And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying our academy is the best academy in the world. But if I see you accommodating until players come back, I'll be like, you know what? He's fighting until he gets the profiles that he needs back because of injury or because he goes to the summer. He doesn't do that, Marcel. He has an issue. Let's flip it all around. One day Dalot on the left, one day Dalot on the right. One day Bissaka on the left, one day Bissaka on the right. One day Lindelof there, one day Amrabat there. It's too much chopping and changing, and it doesn't look similar, bro. Like I don't want to see a different recipe every day. Back to the rice analogy. Imagine if I cook rice every day with a different recipe. One day's gonna be good, one day's gonna be shit. One day's gonna be good, and you're gonna be like, bro, just stick to one recipe and build on it until it becomes better. And I don't think he does that. I think he keeps going back to resorting to other solutions.
But would our fan base really be welcoming to bringing in? Like,
I don't care about the
Harrier Mash, right?
I don't care.
No. But what I'm saying is, you can't just throw in a 16-year-old Harrier Mash, right? Because you don't have a left back and throw him into the squad and be like, go play against Liverpool at Anfield, right? Do your job. You can't do that. That you're gonna get cooked. And that could ruin a player's reputation when you, because look at the difference between our academy now and our academy back then. No. Because our academy now is better than it was back then, right? But back then you didn't have high prospects where you were trying to protect them and trying to develop them a little better.
I have a perfect rebuttal,
Jackson.
Staff. I know what you're gonna say as well. But go on, Griggs.
You're like throwing Boris Jackson because we probably didn't think he had a very high ceiling, but he could do the job. You look at the academy now, there's not a left back there that you can go bring in.
By the way,
a Luke Shaw can do, for example.
By the way, why is Ten Hag getting all this praise for these academies coming through when LVG
as well,
brought up all these academy players and put them into the squad? Have you noticed? I don't know why this is a narrative now.
Wait, Said, I wanted to answer Griggs first before we move on to
that. That's horrible that you wouldn't want to credit him for that.
Wait, let me just answer Griggs before we move on, please. One second.
It happened on LVG. It's happened under Mourinho. It's happened under every manager. Like, it's nothing like new.
These ones are good.
These ones are good. Yeah.
These ones are good. Those guys weren't.
would not have came
Nah,
through.
nah, side. Let's go back to that. Cause I want Greg.
Yeah,
I want to see if
because
Staffy's. Sorry, I
Rhino
was
knows
gonna
what
see
I
if
was
Staffy's
going to say.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
Rhino,
on,
you know
Staffy,
what
let
I
me
was
see.
going to say.
1 second, side.
If Klopp can bring on teenagers
Yeah.
in a cup final
Yeah,
and win,
yeah.
then there's no excuse why
No,
we
no,
can't
and
bring on
Staffy-
players.
and if it
Liverpool
didn't-
have a settled structure.
And if it
Yeah.
didn't go
Liverpool
have a
right,
settled
we'll
structure.
say
We do
we'll
not.
say it's the young bucks.
So wait,
I've been saying this for
okay,
ages.
okay.
Do you know
Beautiful.
What, do you
I'm
know how
happy
hard
you
it
said
is
that.
to bring a bunch of youth into an unstable environment and expect it to mesh? That's
You
not
know
how it
why
works.
it's
Alright.
unstable though, Griggs.
Go on, Staffy,
But this
go on.
this actually feeds into my point. I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
this feeds
yeah.
into my point. If he's stuck to a structure and no matter what happens, I'm gonna accommodate to what I have, but stick to the plan at the same time, you wouldn't
Yeah.
be saying this. Because if you would have seen this from day one, if we get a let's say Martinez is injured, no matter what happens, I'm playing a left-footed center back. A year later, which is the year that we're in right now, you wouldn't be sitting here having doubts because you would have seen the structure from a year ago that now, even when I bring in kids, even if it's for a game or two, they're going to understand that this is what we've been doing and it's going to be easier for them
Staffy,
to
same
blend
as
in.
Kambala. If Kambala didn't do well against Liverpool, we won't be mad. We'll be like, raw, we had no options.
Exactly.
We
So
understand.
that's the
How
that's the
many-
point,
how
right
many
now.
youth did
But
Klopp
Staffy,
even
but
start, by the
Staffy,
way? Because he had a lot of them on the bench, but how many of them actually played? Because to give the credit to Ten Hag, you have Kambala, you have Minu, you have Garnacho. Who else did you play? That's
Garnacho's
pretty
played
much it.
enough games. I'm talking about just
No,
bringing
but
a player
even last
for a
year, for
game.
example. Last year, for
Yeah, but-
example. Bro, I don't think Klopp played that many youth where it's like we're gonna go crazy. Two of them started, right? Connor Bradley started, and who was the other one that started that wasn't Europa League in the Premier
Griggs,
League?
but did you see
Elliot,
how
I
many
think it was
kids were on
Elliot.
the pitch at the same time?
Elliot,
Jaden Dance and the right back Connor Bradley.
Some of them went to
um,
school the next day and that's mad.
Bro, there was
cuz.
so many of them.
Kwanzaa.
And you know what they did,
Kwanzaa, yeah.
Rhino? They
Looking at
went
it
to
the
the
wrong
next
way.
game. They went to the next game. They started these kids, Dan's and them, and I swear that guy had a brace in the league.
Yeah.
A day later,
Yeah.
All right, but
sorry,
to
a day
give
later.
credit, Ten
You're
Hag,
looking
but
at
I'm
the
not going to
wrong
criticize Ten Hag for
You're
it.
looking at the
Ten
wrong
Hag said
way.
it. Ten Hag said this himself, by the way. He said that he doesn't want to play academy players that he doesn't view are ready to contribute seriously to first team football.
So
And
why
that's
is he
his
putting them on the
philosophy,
bench then?
And we got to
Why is he
back
putting
that.
them on the bench?
Klopp might have more philosophy where he's like, I trust my system a lot more, so I'm gonna give these kids a shot.
Exactly
and
my
stuff like
point again, Griggs.
No, that's
Because our
down to the
system is not
manager, though.
strong
I'm-
enough. None of that is
Bro.
100% the manager.
Not that
Griggs.
it's not strong
And-
enough.
Bro,
It's
first
just
of all,
started. It's just been
we're
birthed.
talking about because when you look at United's under 21s, most of them are like 18-year-olds. Liverpool's under 21s are much older. They're much more ready for senior team football.
Griggs,
Well,
there was
if you
a
look at our academy
16-year-old on the
players,
pitch,
they're
Griggs.
actually punching above their weight. But who do you want them to play? Go play 18-year-old Shea Lacey that's 5'2" in a Premier League match. That's what you want to see.
But see what you're doing, Griggs. You're picking on little micro things right here instead of looking at the
No,
bigger
it's not
picture
little
that I'm
micro
telling you about.
things.
No,
Of
I'm
course it
looking at-
is.
I'm looking
Because
at
you're
the
talking
biggest
about Shea
picture.
Lacey and being 5'2" or whatever it is. That's not what I'm saying, Griggs. I am saying if the structure was strong enough and you believe in this manager enough to go get a kid and be like, listen, I'm out of my depth. All three of my left backs are injured. I need you to play for a couple games. This kid will come in and be like, you know what? I trust enough that I could come into the system and see how they've been playing because I've been training around them. And this
But what if
manager
he doesn't
actually
read 'em,
motivated
though?
me enough to come. I'm sorry.
What if you don't rate the player that's in that position to come in?
Well, there you go then. So it's back on the
That's
manager.
the problem. That's the
No,
problem.
but that's not the manager, but that's
no,
what
no,
you're
no.
doing.
Because if he doesn't think that player will help him win the match, then you can't just say go start him. That's not how it works, bro. If you're doing a job right and you think and you have nothing left, and they tell you go use this thing, but you don't think it's good enough, what are you still gonna use it?
All right,
so
cool.
no
So
one is
what
gonna-
about Ahmad then? What about
That's
Ahmad?
it.
Ahmad's
Yeah, but
proved.
Ahmad's not good enough.
Ahmad's not an academy talent. Ahmad's
Okay,
a professional,
yeah.
a professional footballer.
yeah.
He's played first team football. We're talking about the way
He's homegrown,
Klopp
he's
used kids.
homegrown.
Bro,
Like a
when I look at our
Kambala.
academy, first of all, most of the top academy talents at United are out on loan right now. What's his name? Dan
Dan
Gore
Gore,
is
yeah.
out on loan. Alvaro Fernandez is out on loan. Hannibal Mejbri is out on loan. We're talking about him because our under 21s, by the way, are made up of 17 and 16-year-olds. You want to go through a 17-year-old in a United team that's dysfunctional and has so much what's
Yeah.
it called? Pressure on them on a constant basis and go throw them in. Bro, you're using them as sacrificial lamb to the
Griggs,
masses.
Griggs,
That way
you missed
I
my
kind of hear where it's coming from, Staffy.
I said we are in Griggs.
Yeah,
I
he
said
used
it
Amari
again.
Fulton and we all decided that he was shit. Who's next?
Griggs. What you're saying
hear
is
it,
not
I hear
wrong,
it.
but we are in this spot. I'm saying we are in
Where
this
we've
spot
got
where we
nothing
don't
left.
trust these kids because we
there's no
never did
choice.
that from the beginning. That's
Oh,
what I'm
yeah.
trying to say. I'm not saying bringing on the left back that he had on the bench last game. I forgot his name, Amos or whatever. If he
Okay, so who
brings
do you
him
want
on,
him
that
to
shows
use?
up. No, I'm saying if we would have done that from the beginning, from the start, I have my structure, I have the way that I'm gonna play, and I'm gonna play the profiles instead of chopping and changing and going back to Rhino's analogy, not having the right replacement to cook with. If he would have done that from the beginning, it would have been easier a year later to go and get these profiles and play them in their positions like Louis van Gaal was doing. Because Louis van Gaal, that was his analogy, his approach since day
Philosophy.
one.
Yeah.
But he
He
didn't
was
have the
playing Paddy
profiles.
McNair in left in center
Bro,
back.
Yeah, but Ten Hag didn't
listen,
have the
bro.
profiles first season.
I don't understand what you want him to do, bro. So the only injury crisis we had this year is really at left back. If you look at the football club, the issue with left back is not Ten Hag playing kids. It's the fact that he sent Alvaro on loan. That's the issue. It's the fact that he terminated Reguilon's loan early. That's
You
an
told me he
issue.
doesn't rate kids, so why are you surprised?
That's the issue.
Because if he
Don't
doesn't
rate
rate
them.
that man, I don't
the
expect him to
Alvaro
rate the
situation,
rest
I
of
think
the
he
kids.
dealt with wrong, by the way. But that's the different, bro. Okay, Barcelona, by the way, are a different story, by the way, because their academy talents. We're talking about some of the best players in the world. You look at Kubarsi, he's already first team ready. You look at Gavi, first team ready. Our academy talents aren't first team ready. A lot of them aren't. That's why we don't have, bro. Kobe Mainoo was the only one that's been first team ready in the past couple of years. We've seen Hannibal play first team football, by the way. Are any of us really moved by Hannibal Mejri? No. Omari Forson, we saw Omari Forson play. Are any of us moved by Omari Forson? No. Even Garnacho isn't rated by half the fan base.
No, but he's there. He's there. Kobe,
But he's there.
good.
He's contributing.
Garnacho, good.
Viva
Kobe good.
Ganacho.
Kombala just burst onto the scene now.
Kambala.
3 right there, bro. You know how Raiders have 3 academy talents that can prove that they can play first team football. That's a good job done by Man United. We're not Barca. We're not La Masia, bro. La Masia is its own different category. That is an academy that produced the likes of Lionel Messi, Andres Iniesta, Xavi, Busquets. Bro, those are generational talents. We had that in class of '92, and we haven't had it since, and that's fair enough. But I don't like comparing Barcelona's academy to United Academy. It's 2 different situations.
You know what's mad, yeah? Let me just get a couple of super chats here. Big up to David Smith. I hope you're well, mate. He said Van Gaal had to make do with players like Paddy McNair and Blackett and had us balling at Anfield. If we gave him one more year with Pogba and Zlatan, we would have been balled out.
We weren't going
to be
to
fair, with Pogba and Zlatan, yeah, we weren't going to get him under that manager, to be fair. Didier Domi, in Marcel's language, is bizarre. Explain up regulate in the context of a midfielder. We'll get back to that one second. And you should all listen to Marcel. He's been speaking facts. Staffy and Rhino in particular need to take notes from Marcel.
I will listen to
I-
Marcel any day of the week than to listen to you, Mr. 16 out of 10. Mr. We made the Europa
Just for
League
you. Just for
final.
you.
Yeah, bro. Never.
Just for you, yeah,
I would
just for
listen
you.
to Marcel 24/7 and I'll never listen to you. How about that?
Yeah.
Never,
Also,
Ryan.
Marcel's future is dependent on signing the next Kante, etc. Is that realistic?
And hold that,
Marcel.
Ryan, man. You guys got Atalanta to worry about. Hold that, man. Get out of here.
Bro,
Should have
this
a
guy
Bushka Maka.
predicted. This guy predicted, Rhino. I don't know if you guys seen the screenshots. He predicted when he saw Atalanta that they made the final already, and then he made fun of Ruben Amorim, and he said, "Oh, Ruben Amorim, who they're about to get." He's like, "Oh, he couldn't even beat Atalanta at home because they tied." Well, guess what? You just lost Atalanta at home. This guy blurts L's, bro. Every time he speaks, I just see the letter L
Yeah.
coming out of his mouth. So
Yeah.
hold that 16 out of
Yeah.
10, boy.
Hold that, man.
16 out of 10 is mad. It's mad. But you know what it is, yeah? Obviously, we're nearly 2 hours into the show. It's been a great show, yeah. But I think ultimately it comes down to, yeah, like our academy is great. It's doing its thing and whatnot, especially the under 18s are doing its thing. But you got to
Yeah,
get the
they're
level of
balling.
profiles in there. You got to get the right balance in there. You know what I'm saying too? And I think ultimately, when you start to get a lot of academies in your team, it also means that the first team's not doing well. Let's be honest, man. Because you know what I mean. You're looking at most teams in the world that are successful. Yet there is a slim chance that young players get a chance because the first team is doing exceptionally well. You might have the odd individuals that come in that do well, but ultimately, you know, we're doing badly because the first team are not great. You know, let's be honest. You know, so if the first one were doing their thing, you would not maybe have seen the level and maybe the volume of the amount of players that are coming through and looking good as well in this team, in this environment as well. That's why I always say with Garnacho, you know, you can hate on him, but why is he ahead of certain man in the team? Yeah, some comes down to favoritism and the fact that the manager likes that, but it also comes down to some players are just not pulling up
Enough.
their numbers and not being consistent enough. That's what it is. You know,
True.
so we can but when I looked at Europe today, when I looked at Europe this week, I was like, we're so far behind them. We can't
Yeah.
play at that level. Like Atletico Madrid would cook us right now. You know, even a Borussia Dortmund right now would cook us. Like we're just not at that level, I don't think. You know, we're struggling with Copenhagen and them, man. I think we're ready for Europe. This
Hey,
is why,
listen, a
Marcel,
certain winger
we
was
don't deserve
saucing versus
Europe,
Madrid.
this manager. Yeah, we
A
don't
certain
deserve
winger
Europe,
was
this manager.
saucing. Side.
We deserve Europa League. And people don't want to know that. We
Look
deserve
at Griggs,
Europa
bro.
League.
Look at Griggs, bro. Look at
Europa
Griggs.
League is our level.
No,
Europa
we're
League
not
is
even
our
Europa
level.
League level.
To be
Wallahi,
fair,
we're not
Champions
even
League.
Europa
I'm not gonna blame Ten Hag for Champions League. By the way, I'm blaming the players for Champions League. He had a better game
man,
plan
you're
in Champions League.
Wow.
Bro, we had
I
a
agree.
3-1.
No,
Bro, we had a
Griggs
I
is
in about
hear
half.
you, but
Bro, we had
no.
no.
Griggs
hear
is
it.
spitting, bro. Griggs is
Because
spitting.
look at
Copenhagen.
I
Bayern
hear
Munich, by the way. Bayern Munich, we had a good 20 minutes, and then Ronaldo threw the ball to the back of the net, and then all of a sudden, everything around us crumbled.
I'll give you that
Galatasaray
one.
at
I'll give you
home.
that one. I'll give you that one.
Galatasaray at home, we were bopping them off the park. Hoyland got his goal, and then Casemiro and Ronaldo wanted to play sabotage in the back. Copenhagen won. By the way,
right.
Ten Hag's worst coach game in the Champions League, we won 1-0. Because Galatasaray away, we were up 2-0. We were cooking them.
Facts.
Copenhagen away, we were up 2-0. Then Rashford got a red card.
Then
The
Rashford
last
got a
game
card.
was
It's
all
the
gone by
players,
then.
100%.
Nah, Griggs is spitting.
No,
What
I
about-
agree
what
with
We
about
you.
already knew this. I don't need
What about
to say it. We
Galatasaray
already
away?
knew this.
Galatasaray, we were up 2-0 within 5 minutes.
That's
I
all
thought that game I thought was gonna do a mad thing. I'm
We were
like,
up
When-
is that the
3-1.
game that Rashford got a red
And then
card?
Onana wanted
Is that
to-
the red
and
card?
Onana-
Rashford was in the
honestly,
Copenhagen game. We were
Yeah.
up 2-0.
Oh, Rashford's
But the
red card
Galatasaray
pissed me
game,
off. Yeah.
the Galatasaray game, we had the Garnacho goal early and the Bruno rocket from outside the box.
Yeah,
Griggs is actually on this
He's
one.
spitting.
Of
And
all
that
the
goes
things
along
that ever
by-
Tim
one side.
blamed Ten Hag for us, this wasn't one of them. It was
No, but
more
he
of
said
one.
he's not to blame. He said he's not to blame at all. There is an
No,
element
no,
of blame.
there's a
from him as well.
percentage on
in terms
things.
of like
There's always a
the
percentage.
large
Yeah,
part of the
percentage.
blame. Okay, like
Oh, no, no.
20%. Like 20%, I'll
Yeah.
blame on
It's
Ten
more the
Hag.
players.
I think the other 80s on players, bro. And that goes along with my theory, by the way. Ten Hag, when it comes to individual games, he can coach up a game plan. And the game and UCL group stage is about what? 6 games, right? So for 6 games, he
Yeah.
adapted, but it's not a 38 league game season. So that's
I
my
disagree.
issue with Ten Hag. So I think
Yeah.
the players are to blame for
Yeah.
Champions League, by the way. I really do. I think if you have a lead in every single game, bar a couple, that's on players. They have to see out leads. That's on them to.
They didn't even have
Especially
the
because-
most goals in the Champions League or the second
Dude, we
most
scored
goals.
like 15
But
goals
we
or
had
something like that.
conceded as well. We
It's true,
conceded
you're
as
right.
well.
Like,
Still,
Onana's not a
you're
serious
right.
individual.
Bro,
anyway.
it was the most I've ever seen us score in the Champions League. I was like, what's going on here? But we were just
Yeah.
and we had a negative goal difference. I couldn't believe it, bro. It looked like some FIFA stuff. I couldn't
Big up
believe it.
David
My
Smith.
boy
and
Hoyland
point-
was cooking the champs. Cooking.
Oh,
Yeah,
boys.
he was. He was, man. He was. But big up to David. Said my point being with LVG, we got to the final third. We didn't have enough quality to create and score, but Zlatan Pogba quality, we would have cooked. Yeah, I think it comes down to as well. He wanted to listen. A lot of his players didn't work out. Di Maria.
He wanted
you know what I'm
money.
saying?
Let's be honest. So
wanted
LVG wanted
Mane.
money, and we didn't get money,
Yeah.
and then he ended up going to Liverpool. My point, David Smith, is that he would have never gotten Zlatan and Pogba because these were Mourinho signings. Like Mourinho wanted Pogba, and Zlatan only came to United because of Mourinho. So you're
Yeah.
kind of right, just not with those two names. He wouldn't have gotten those two names.
Yeah, facts, 100%.
He wanted
Listen,
Schweinsteiger and
Bournemouth-
Mane. So I don't know what to
Bournemouth
tell you.
tomorrow. I'm gonna go with 2-2. I don't
Well,
think we're
away,
winning the
innit?
game tomorrow.
We're away.
We're away,
We're
yeah,
away.
away. What's our record like at Bournemouth, by the way?
I don't know, but they bopped us 3-0.
We haven't lost it since.
I think he's gonna score, man. What's my man's name
I know.
again?
Bro,
Didn't
if
we
we
lose under
lose,
Ole?
get ready for the cherry coke side. You're gonna have. You're
Yeah.
gonna
What's
flop
my
on
man's
this
name
You
again?
got
That's,
man of the
that's scoring bare goals.
We'll win. We'll win.
Solanke.
We'll
I'm
win.
blanking.
Solanke's gonna
They
what?
got a manager of the month. He got manager of the month, you know, Areola.
Solanke, Alex Scott, Tyler Adams, Sinestra. They got some.
Oh yeah,
ballers, bro.
Adams as well. Them, yeah. It's,
Semenyo.
PMP.
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 They do got PMP. They do got PMP.
We'll win.
you know what?
We'll win.
Solanke's gonna smell the weakness. Trust me. I know what I mean, bro. You know when them get into the pockets because our defenders are so stupid.
Oh, they got a lot of available.
We're done,
Oh,
man.
no Semeyo though. No Semeyo.
Oh no, Semeyo. Interesting.
Yeah, no
Tyler Adams is
Semeyo.
injured. Pierce.
Oh, yes.
Well, bare
no
injury
Semeyo.
side.
Hella injuries.
Look at hear us. No Semeyo. Can you hear us right now?
Saeed, if we
Whoa,
lose,
no.
you know you're gonna get clipped now, Saeed, for that. Wallah, bro,
No,
you
they don't
know
watch
right
the
now,
show. They don't watch the show.
Skull
they don't watch
Thuggery
the
is
show, man.
watching this right now, and if
Nah,
they
nah,
lose,
you don't-
the
you don't.
intro of the Big Six is gonna be, ooh, no Semeyo. That's gonna be the intro, bro. You
No
know it, bro.
Tavernier. No Tavernier. No Tavernier.
What time? What time? What
Uh,
time?
5:30 kickoff for you guys.
Even with Fredericks, the same situation. Wow. Listen, they got a lot of players out, you know. Tyler Adams will be also
Well,
missing.
happy that
Those
Bournemouth
right-
have players out. We're in the mud. man. We're
Bournemouth
finished.
are a well coached team. They have one of the best pressing sides in the
Yeah.
Premier League, so it ain't gonna be easy.
Bro, listen, they got a lot of players out, but we should be
This
winning
is
this game, man.
peak. Nah, this is
You know what I'm
peak.
saying?
We're dinnered.
So-
We
are
have
finished.
reached a point, and I know Lee's in the comments probably laughing at us right now, that we are looking
Hey, Lee is crying right
Bournemouth's available players before a weekend game to see if we can win or not. See
We're
how low
finished.
we've. Wallahi, Rhino. Wallahi, we're done, bro. Wallahi, we're done. I need my
now.
shisha
Oh my
now, bro.
gosh,
I've
my
had
mind
enough.
dropped.
I've
All
had
right,
enough.
we're finito. We're dinnered.
Now we need to win. We need to win. We need to win. Hopefully, like I said to you, I'm not ready. You know what it is with me? I just want the season to end. I want to get to the FA Cup final. That's all I want, man.
End it
Get to
now,
the FA
bro.
Cup final. And that's
See,
it for
you talk
me.
about academy players. Now you play academy players because the Premier League's done with.
Yeah.
Let's see what they got. Now
Oh,
go
I
ahead.
thought he
Yeah.
doesn't rate them, Griggs. Now you want him to rate him. Okay, man. Okay.
No, I
don't
didn't say
think
rate
it's
them. Now you
done.
can play them because there's nothing to play for.
They got better
It's
chemistry,
FA
bro.
Cup.
The younger G's have got better chemistry, bro.
Well, the under 18s do not.
I
have
don't
to
think
play
the
that.
Premier League's done,
Yeah.
guys. I don't know why you guys are so adamant that it's
Marcel,
done.
give it up.
There's
Marcel,
still something to be played for.
Marcel, give it up, bro.
What do we have to
Nah.
Give it up, man. Give it
It's
up.
cooked.
Okay,
Nah.
realistically.
All right,
what do we have to
Marcel.
do?
Yeah, let's
I'm not
ask
even- I'm not even
Marcel.
going from the
What do
standpoint
you
of
think we're
Bournemouth.
going to achieve in this? In the best scenario, do you think we'll get that top 4? That's what you're thinking.
Yeah, we'll get the top 5. I would say. Yes,
Is
in my
it?
head it's still 4th or 5th. I don't know. Like if, like I said at the
11-point
beginning of the
deficit.
show, really look at Aston Villa's last few. They've got 4 difficult games, and Spurs have got 5 difficult games. Against Bournemouth on any given day, machine for machine, we should have better players than them. It's going to be Griggs just said they got a really good attacking system or pressing system. So our counter attack is what's going to be on show there. We're good at counter attack. If Ten Hag plays how he usually wants to play, then he's going to play his strongest side and try and go gun ho and try and impose our high block system. We should start seeing elements of Ten Hag ball for periods of the game, and we should win it because player for player we have a better player in squad than them. So this should be 3 points. In the same time, Spurs, I think I've got like Newcastle. That's a difficult game away from home. They might drop points this weekend. And then I think at the same time, Villa have got Arsenal this weekend or an easy game, whichever one. But they might drop points this weekend.
If United have any
They got
chance,
Arsenal.
they need to. By the time that Arsenal game comes, we need to be above Spurs or Villa. That's the only. But Spurs would have to lose 4 in a row, which I don't
We're
see
not-
happening.
We're
4
not
in
being-
a
But
row.
look at the Spurs games, Griggs.
Hey,
is
man,
what I'm trying to
we
say.
are
Yeah, but 2 of them are at home, man.
Oh.
They're good, bro. North London Derby. The way
It's
that
just vibes, Rhino. It's just vibes, Rhino.
the same way that we had some.
Guy, man.
You bring the Magnum, I'll bring the Shisha, and we'll just vibe, bro.
Hey,
Spurs
trust
game.
me.
4 in a row.
So, bro, losing 4 games in
They
a row
gotta
is
lose
hard.
4
by
in
the
a
way.
row. Did you say 4 in a row before United have to win all their games as well? By the way,
Yeah,
say
United
that.
because we're 11 points behind them, right? You make it 12 because of goal difference because they have a better goal difference. So that's an extra point. So that's 12.
This is
4
PTSD
games,
of praying.
4 games, 3
Praying for
points
West
each, and
Ham
that's
to
12,
drop
that's 12
points.
points.
what
United
we
have
did
the
2
easiest
seasons
games left
ago.
in the next 4.
Please, West Ham,
United's
drop
easiest 4
points.
games are
Yeah.
the next 4.
That's
So we
it.
win all 4, and then Spurs have their gauntlet coming up, the 4. So Spurs would have to lose all 4 of them. We would have to win all 4 of them, and then we would go above them right before the Arsenal game. That's the only shot we have. But I don't trust United to. I don't trust United to win tomorrow. I don't trust United to go to Selhurst Park away on a Monday night, 8 p.m. kickoff and win there. Bro, Andre,
8 p.m. Selhurst,
Who's
8
the other
p.m.
2 games?
Oh,
But who's
yeah.
the other 2 games? But who's the other 2
Hamza's
games?
the end as well. You know, Hamza's
Our
the
last
end.
2 games are
United and Burnley.
our last 2
Sheffield
games.
United.
What
No,
did
the last 2
Hamza do?
No,
Finish.
you've got
Between.
Crystal
Oh,
Palace. You said Crystal
Well,
Palace
finish.
and somebody else, but the other 2 games are like Sheffield and Burnley.
we'll win
They're like
those.
winnable
We'll win those.
games.
Okay,
You
that's
get
true
it?
though. I
I'll
said
give you
4.
them. I'll give it
Yeah.
Let's win 4.
Yeah, but if you name me,
Hey,
I'm not
Marcel,
understanding.
is
If you
Bournemouth
name me
at
the
home a
next
winnable
4
game?
games-
Is Bournemouth
you
at home a
name-
winnable game? Bournemouth at home, is that a
Winnable,
winnable
but it's
game?
not a guarantee.
Yeah, yes.
And we lost. We got smoked.
It's no.
Listen,
but
I
the way
can't.
that we
I swear
lost,
down.
the way that we lost, the manager trusted a player that made 3 mistakes in our half during the build-up phase, and Bournemouth capitalized.
When did we do that?
I've
We
deleted
lost
that
so
game
much, I
from
don't
my
even
brain.
remember,
I've
bro.
deleted
Oh,
this.
but
I
I'll
can't
remind you.
remember the
I
game.
can't
No.
Remind me, I've
actually,
deleted it, bro.
United actually played well until they got to the final third in that game, and then no one knew. No
I
one had
swear
a clue
that
what to
game,
do.
second half, we got toasted, bro. I remember, bro.
No, but it's-
That
no,
game, second half, we got
But
toasted.
what happened in the game
need to
was
remember.
we made
Started
3
well.
mistakes in the build-up
I
phase.
deleted it, Staffy. I deleted it.
We
You know what,
made
Rhino?
3
We lost
mistakes.
so much that I don't remember. I actually don't remember anymore.
We
Like,
made
it
3
has to be
mistakes.
recent.
Master,
in the
remind me,
build-up
who
phase
made the
of that game.
mistakes that game?
Bruno.
I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
fully,
Bruno.
but
I remember
was
that.
one,
I remember Bruno's
Pop
one.
was
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
Bruno.
Pop was one, Bruno was one. So we
Amrabat
made
as
Okay.
well.
and Amrabat as
Amrabat,
well.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Amrabat.
Amrabat.
Flip
So,
sake.
so we
Amrabat,
made
remember.
three mistakes. We made three
Yeah.
mistakes in the build-up phase that made us lose the game in
Let's
our half of the
see.
pitch.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's not
That's-
coaching. It's mistakes.
And,
That's
last
what
time
it
we didn't
is.
have Kobe Manu out there. Now we have Kobe Manu. It's calm.
Griggs, oh my
Injuries.
god.
It's
Player
injuries,
profile.
it's mistakes. It's everything but this manager. That's what I hate.
But you're seeing it. I'm proving it.
Bro, let's just focus on
I'm
everything. Let's
proving
kick
it.
off something for Coventry and let's kick off something for City in the final. I don't really care about the rest.
So
Yeah,
what I'm
for
gonna
real,
say to you,
for real.
Bournemouth away. So on any given day, Bournemouth away.
Bro,
right
our
now,
young G's should be able to
should look
beat
like a-
Bournemouth.
should look
man.
like a
This is
winnable game.
embarrassing, bro.
Do you
If
get
Spurs,
it?
okay, if Spurs lose the next two, right? If Spurs lose the next two, they lose tomorrow and they lose their next game, and we win our
Who's
next
Spurs
two.
playing again?
They play Newcastle at St.
Newcastle.
James Park tomorrow.
At home or away?
Away.
St. James Park. So that could get
But
sticky.
Newcastle are crap now, man. Newcastle
Well,
are
Yeah,
dead,
but
man.
it's
let's
a
say, okay, if
difficult
Spurs
game,
lose the next
Rhino.
two
It's a
games and we
difficult
win our next
game.
two, maybe
And then, by the way-
we got some hope.
And
But
then,
we'll
by
see.
the
I
way,
hear it.
Griggs and Rhino, the game after that for Spurs is Arsenal. Then the game after that for Spurs is Chelsea.
Sure.
Then the game after that
Spurs
is
are home against
Liverpool.
Arsenal, innit?
Then it's
Yeah.
Liverpool. Then after Liverpool,
Arsenal
it's
gonna
City.
beat them, man.
Yeah.
So they have 5 fixtures, not even 4, Griggs. They have 5 fixtures where they
No, it's
can
what?
drop 12 points.
Spurs, Chelsea. Oh no, it is 5 to be fair.
That game's gonna be max
We
a
get
draw.
it.
Arsenal will
You
beat
get it,
Spurs,
Ryan.
man.
You get it, Griggs.
I
And
hear
then
it though. I hear
Right,
where you're
it
coming
is,
from.
but no,
I
my
hear
issue,
where you're coming from.
I don't trust us more than I do Spurs. Spurs goes on 5.
Nah,
I don't
Mike,
trust them.
Griggs, you know what it is? I might go outside and just find a bag of £1,000,000. That's what. Trust
Well,
me.
that's my-
I
bro,
might
if
go
United-
outside,
wait,
you know.
by
I
the way,
might go
if
outside
United-
and just see a random bag, you know. I swear to
You know
you
what's funny?
guys. I
You know
swear.
what's funny,
I
Marcel?
promise.
We're
I'm gonna check my apartment door
we're
right now.
enemies because
right now.
guess what? If United had held on to the lead against
The minute we
held
wrap
on to
up the
lead
stream, I'm
against
going to do
Brentford,
that.
Check.
Chelsea
I'm
and
checking
Liverpool,
outside as well.
we would
I'm
actually
checking.
beat right up there.
If
But it's all ifs, right? It's all ifs.
if
That's what it is. It's all ifs.
if
Yeah,
if
it's all
this-
ifs.
But I hear
If
Marcel.
that-
I'm not gonna lie. I hear him. I hear the positivity. I hear it, but
It is possible.
I
bro.
can't
Also,
trust
by the
these
way,
guys,
it's-
bro.
Forget
Everything's
Can't trust
possible,
them.
but it won't happen, bro.
It isn't
We
going to the
thought-
Premier League.
All I'm
It isn't going to the
saying,
Premier
all
League,
I'm
so it doesn't
saying,
matter.
all I'm gonna say is then the next 4 games for each 3 of these clubs is massive. There's gonna
No,
be
you're
some
right, though.
swings and sways, and it could go in.
But
our
Marcel,
favor.
this is the Premier League. This is the
Yeah.
Premier
I
League,
ask you
mate.
guys
the
this-
same energy. You're not understanding it. That same way that you said that line, I could just revert it back to you, bro. It's the exact.
No, I
same
hear
way.
you. You're right.
Where-
Where's
where's
You're
this-
not wrong.
tomorrow? We all give it up. How about you?
Where
get
is
it.
this trust coming from? This is why I want to ask you guys.
That's
We
why.
have never-
Yeah, that's.
Rhino, it's April 12th, and I haven't seen us put a bunch of games in a row where I'm like, you know what? I see what this team is doing.
Have we
You know
gone
what?
3 in a row? Have we
We're-
ever gone 3 in a row? this
No,
season?
we won a
We've
few
gone three
games in a
Yeah,
row.
yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, we
We-
have.
we
We have.
That month where Ten Hag won Manager of the Month. But
Oh,
we were
he went
playing
through-
shit,
yeah.
bro. That's the month where
what I'm
everyone's.
saying.
That's when everyone started being a real and fake fan because we weren't celebrating games that we didn't feel like we deserved
Wait,
to
to be
win.
fair, Marcel didn't say that
Because-
we're gonna play good in these games. He just said that we have a good chance of
No,
winning.
he
Yeah,
just
but
said
which is true.
Marcel is banking on us to go on another form, a fluke form, because you can fluke wins, but you can't fluke performances. Like we had once this season where we put 6 wins in a row. That was the only time we've done that.
Yeah,
Why
but
am I
these are the
supposed
teams
to
that we did it
think that's
against,
gonna happen
though.
again?
Oh man.
Griggs,
These are
you
the type of
told me
teams
we'll
that we
beat
beat top
Brentford and
four.
you told me we'll beat Chelsea. And we did it. We have
Guys,
two
guys.
games
You know what?
last
And
time.
guess
We
what? We
But
were
we
leading in
should've.
the
Are you
100th minute in
celebrating
both
top
games.
Yeah.
So
But we
how is that
should've,
my
Jackie.
fault?
We should
No,
have
no,
won
should
that.
be
Marcel, are you
both of them.
celebrating top
Marcel,
four?
we
Let me
should
ask
have
the
beat
question,
them
Marcel.
on paper.
No, no, I'm
but,
gonna ask a question.
but
Is
you didn't
anybody
watch the game
celebrating
and think
top
we
four?
should have won.
Hold on a minute.
Chelsea, we should've
Is
won.
anybody celebrating top
I
four?
won't
Is this what we're
celebrate, but
doing
I'll
now?
feel better about it.
No. I don't feel like. Listen, for me, I don't feel better about top 4. I feel a bit. You know what I feel better about, which I wanted this season, was good football. Yeah, I wanted good football. I want to see progression. I wanted to see us play a better style of play and an identity. That's what I wanted to see this season. Top 4 doesn't mean anything. So
Just give me an identity, bruv.
No.
Just give me
We'll
an
go in the
identity. I'll
Champions League,
take
right?
that.
We'll go in the Champions League. We'll start singing a song. We'll start getting our phones out and be, you know what I mean, taking the video of the
We're gonna do like
We'll
lives
start do all of
and
that,
start
yeah?
tearing up.
And then we'll lose to Real, whoever's in there, and all these Spanish teams and Italian teams, and we'll be out in the group stages. Or if look, in the round of 16, I will be out. So there's no point in getting giddy over Champions League football. It doesn't mean anything. Just
No,
get
we
me
shouldn't
progressive
celebrate
football.
it. We shouldn't celebrate it, but we should want to be in Champions League. Like that at the end of the day, that is the
No.
benchmark.
What benchmark though? What is it showing for this season though? What's it showing?
No, but minimum,
That-
no matter minimum, you want to be in Champions League. That's like the minimum. I'm not saying it's something we should be celebrating, but that's the minimum.
What it's shown.
What did Ange say? What did Ange say? What did Ange say? What did Ange say? Do you remember what Ange said, Marcel? He said you have to. You know, he said something along the lines of, "I don't want to be in Champions League football if I don't think we deserve it. I don't want to be in Champions League football if we don't see our team progressing." Do you understand what he said? And that is Ange Postecoglou. Ange Postecoglou.
Who is this? He's just
we can't take Ange seriously because Ten Hag was talking smoke as well. Ten Hag was talking smoke as well.
He's just come in, man.
Yeah, he just came.
And he has a
Why does that matter? Why does that matter?
He has a set of profiles that have gelled well and have been able to progress his style of football.
Still he said that. He said that.
Hold on. So with what it's the positive of going into Champions League for us is to show us what we need to do to get to the next level of footballers and system, whether it's this manager or not. Because you all know very well that I'm not stupidly obsessed with the manager. I know that if there's another manager coming, I was one of the first to say it, as I have to keep saying it, who should be next appointed or the realities of it. So I fully understand it. But the reason why you want Champions League is to test yourself at this level to know if what you're trying to do is adequate enough and how can you up it.
Okay. When you get driving lessons, so everybody has when you get you get a license. What do you have to do to get a license?
Theory test and your driving and your lessons.
So there you go. So you want to go and just get your car. You want to get your BMW, whatever you want to get. You want to get your Ferrari, Lamborghini. You want the high life, but you don't want to do the theory. You don't want to do all the grind. United need to do the grind. We need to have style of play. We need to have all of that. We need to be established within our team and be comfortable. Then we can enjoy the fruits of what we've been working on.
Preach.
You get it?
Saeed.
You know what I said, Saeed? I said this analogy.
We're shooting Champions League like it's some final boss.
No. This is the
final
Saeed.
boss.
This is the perfect analogy, Saeed. One second. This is the perfect. Go ahead.
What you're saying there, Saeed, is basically you're trying to compare the time that it will take Manchester United to become a top team with driving. Well, then I would just say to you, if I want the Range Rover at the end, me learning how to drive the Range Rover illegally or forcing it to still try and to get it, use the drive illegally to start, and because you're in the car practicing, by the time you get your theory done and you're driving.
We're done.
You'll be in the car 1,000 times.
Yeah, you know
You'll
what it
be in the
is.
car 1,000 times before you finally get to a stage where, okay, now I can drive the car.
Bro, this is what they're doing. Look at the lengths they're going to.
Wait, Marcel.
Illegal.
Wait, Saeed, wait. I'm sorry. I can't let this slide. Did you say 1,000 times?
So, okay, I'm just as a reference point right now. So what I'm saying to you, because Saeed's analogy was, you have to, instead of driving a Ferrari or something, you need to wait and do your theory and do your practical. And I'm saying, okay, that's the theory and practical. Why are you trying to compare football with driving? Forget the legal. Why are you adding all the legal elements? If you want to talk about learning, if you want to hold on, don't cut me. If you're trying to, you're trying to get to a stage where you're driving the top car, we want to start as we mean to go on. So you be in the Champions League in the top car, whether you're good enough or not. Get the practice hours in the top car in the Champions League. And if you've driven in the top car, whether you're good enough at handling it or not, because you haven't got your theory or your practical together and you're crashing it and whatever in the Champions League, but you've been in the car 1,000 times now, so you're gonna start. You're gonna slowly.
Okay,
start
Marcel, is it fair? Okay, Marcel, you don't like the car analogy. Can we change it to boxing then? Can you use the boxing as an analogy, please?
You lot are the ones that giving the mad analogies. I'm just trying
because if we're using boxing, I'm concussed.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm out of it, man. Throwing the towel, white flag.
I like the comments are cooking us. Someone said car license.
Oh, yo, what good does being in Europa League do for us? What if we make Europa League? What good does that do for us?
It gives Ineos money.
What?
Money.
But also, it humbles us. It humbles us to realize that's our level. This is
where we are.
But we've been in Europa League for about
Strip
8
the
times
wallpaper.
in the past 10
Let's
years.
see under the
It hasn't humbled us yet. What do you think? This one's gonna humble us?
Yeah,
I
but
actually would rather
yeah,
be
it does.
in neither. I would
It
rather
won't.
be in neither because I
I
think
agree. I agree.
we would
I
get
agree with that
embarrassed
one as
again
well.
in the Champions League. The only
Well,
thing that
no,
Europa
Europe is
League does
crazy.
for us is number one, it lets you know your level, so it's a reality check. Number two, it's more
Bro,
games.
we've been in there
So if
7
if you
times.
no, but hear me out, Greeks. If you actually want to actually rebuild a team and give more minutes and basically use these games as like practice sessions for these players, the Europa League is more fitting for that. The Champions League for me is like this is the analogy that I think we should have used from the beginning, and I've said this before. United fans want to fake being rich. This is being in the Champions League. We want to sit here and pray on Aston Villa and Spurs having a horrific run to end the season so we can just clinch top four. None of us realistically here think that we played good enough football this season to be a top four side. This is why we're sitting here and we're praying on another team's downfall. That is pretending to be rich. There's people that buy fake rich stuff, fake Gucci's and fake stuff like that, take pictures with it, but then their bank account is broke. That's the difference between what I'm trying to be and what some United fans want to be.
Bro.
They want to be fake rich and just
No,
clinch
that's-
top four.
that's not
I
what
want to
we're
be a
trying to
last
do.
year- hold
consistent.
up.
I want to be a
Europa last
consistent
year,
we're
Champions
doing
League
hard.
side.
last year.
We've taken
Ten
this
Hag was
too
in
far
Europa
from what
League
the
first
point that
year.
we're trying to make is. Hold on a second, Greg. We're taking this too
Yeah,
far.
God.
What we're trying to say is, what does it mean for Manchester United Football Club to be in Champions League consistently? Whether you deserve it or not, you need to be in there because the level there is at a certain level and pressure. Whether you deserve to be in that season in, season out, you want to go in there and test your system, test your quality of players
But we did
every single season.
No, what?
That's
we
all.
did this.
That's all I'm trying to say. Full stop. Don't get confused
So-
with anything else.
So
Okay,
we've
okay.
been in the Champions League in the last 7 years more times than Arsenal. Arsenal are still far away from us this season. They've actually gotten further, and we've had more Champions League appearances than them. Can you explain to me what these Champions League appearances in the last few years did to us? Because clearly it didn't reflect on anything.
So again, like so, you mentioned the last 7 years. I would rather want to do this comparison between Arteta and Klopp and not Klopp, Arteta and Ten Hag. So how many times has Arteta been in the Champions League within this process? How many times has Ten Hag been in Champions League in this process? Because Arteta's process has been longer, what did that do and benefit for him in terms of testing the level of in which that Arsenal team within the current process, how their system was playing, how did it improve them? What did they garner from that?
Marcel,
That is exactly the
one
point that
key
we-
variable you have to remember is the difference between the experience that Arteta had and the experience
Bro,
that Ten
forget
Hag
no,
had.
forget
and the
Arteta,
money
forget
as well.
Arteta.
Yeah,
Forget
the
Arteta.
money.
Well,
Bro,
yeah.
Man
Can't
United,
forget
by the way,
that.
we have a new ownership group, right? We have a new ownership group. Wouldn't it be better for us to be in Champions League where this ownership group and this new
That's
director of
not the
football
point.
And benefit,
can
but
see
yeah.
us, can
That's
see
not the
us in
point we're
Champions
making.
League against the top teams
I
to see
agree
how
with that.
far the level actually is, so they
Bro.
know what it takes to be at that level.
Idiots.
What good does it?
Do your
What good
thing.
does it
Second,
play against
Griggs.
Toulouse
Griggs,
in
one
Europa
second, that was never the
What does
point.
that puts me?
That was never the point. And Marcel's answer actually went back to what me and Said were saying. Because when I told him both these teams haven't been good in the Champions League, we've been in the Champions League more. They haven't been in the Champions League. Marcel actually gave me the perfect answer. He went back to the managers and he talked about structures.
Yep.
That actually proved to me, Marcel, that you don't need to be in the Champions League to actually be a decent team, build a structure, and when you make it to the Champions League because you earned it, which is what Arsenal did
Yep.
last season, you'll actually go and show out. So they didn't need to fake a few top four finishes to actually be a decent team. They are there because the manager took his time, built the team correctly, and eventually he gained the fruit of his labors. That is literally
they're
the
there.
answer.
They're there because the structure gave the manager time, upregulated the quality of squad of players throughout the process, and worked in tandem with the manager, believed in his system so that he could keep getting the quality of footballer in. And that's when they arrived to a Champions League or Champions League status squad. But hold on. But they could have also achieved it with experience, with arriving with experienced players when they finally did, if they consistently aimed to get into the Champions League and test their resolve each season through the Champions League method. It would have got them more robust Champions League footballers for when they finally do arrive there. That's why you still want to enter the competition every
Bro, if
single
you ask
season.
Arteta, where would he have rather finished? In the Champions League or finish fifth in Europa League? He would tell you he'd rather finish in
It's not
Champions
what we-
League.
of course, Griggs, but that's not what we said. We're trying to say that we don't need Champions League to become a better team. You guys are making it a
No one's saying
requirement
that we
like
need that,
we
but
must.
it's better being in Champions League than it is being in Europa League because
Yeah, of course, Griggs. I don't want to watch Europa League football. I'd rather watch
you know
Champions
what's your
League football.
argument here?
No, but you're making it like it's a necessity. Like for us to eventually evolve into a good Champions League side,
Exactly.
we need some
I'm not saying
Champions
it's
League
a I'm
football
not saying it's a
throughout the
necessity, but
process. And
this
you don't
year,
need
right?
that.
We're either finishing. There's 4 options. Right? Realistically, there's 3 options. There's Conference League, there's Europa League, and there's Champions League. I know which one I'm trying to finish in, and I know which two I'm trying to avoid. I'm trying to finish in Champions League,
Let's-
and I'm trying to avoid
Yeah.
Europa and Conference League because that does no good for me.
Yeah, all
I
right,
agree.
cool. Let's wrap it up. Let's wrap it up because listen, we've been over 2 hours and I don't know how. Hey, Marcel, Bournemouth
Good
are only
debates.
7 points off us. Think about that. Also, we don't have a high block or front football. We have mixture of zonal man with pressing triggers. Stop the cap.
Swear
I've been
down,
on the
Bournemouth
panel
are only
list.
7.
It
Hey, this
ain't
league is
easy.
mad.
Yeah. Listen, it's crazy. It's
Get the
crazy.
cherry
It's
coke
crazy. If they
ready.
win, they're
Let me
4 points
check.
behind us.
I
It's
don't
mad.
believe
It's
that,
mad.
bruv.
Now the boiler's fixed. The boiler's fixed now, so I managed to sort it out. But listen, people, what a show! What a show! What a show! This is what the debate show is about.
Yeah.
We give you good debates. We don't give you the boring debates. You know
8
what I mean? Where
points.
everyone agrees. Look at this today. Griggs and Staffy disagreeing. You know what I mean? Like, is this what it's all
Fraud,
about, man?
bro. I
So
always
please,
told him he's a fraud.
That's a daily occurrence. to be
Yeah.
fair.
please hit the like button. Get it up to 600 likes. 1577. So we need 23 more likes, people. So make sure
Oh, guys, you
you
lot are
hit.
mocking it with the likes, man.
Come on. Yeah, mocking it. Big time,
I'm gonna
man.
boycott the
So make
next
sure you look-
Friday show, man. I'm gonna boycott Said, man. What's going
Yeah,
on, man?
We should
Is it a like
let
stick? Yeah.
Marcel do a solo on the next Friday show. No Saeed, no
Yeah.
one. Just
Yeah, that's
Marcel
Marcel.
solo.
So
Branson.
Marcel. But we're gonna bring Nedu. Nedu's gonna come in next week, and then
Come on.
what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring in the 2 big Ten Hag inners, man. We got Amondi, and I think there's another guy as well. I forgot his
Oh
name.
yeah,
Mr.
big
B.
up on Monday. Big up on Monday.
Amondi and Mr. B. So Marcel, you got backup next week. You know, even though you don't want it,
All
but
right.
we'll have some
Oh yeah,
competition.
him and them Monday together is gonna be interesting. That's gonna be very
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. So we'll get that.
He said
We'll get
Marcel, you
Nedu
got
as well.
backup.
Yeah,
I just imagine like WWE where like Marcel's coming down the entrance with backup with them for no
yeah. All right,
Like,
let's
we're about to
get
fight.
predictions. Up 2-2. Griggs 2-2. What you
Alright,
going
our
for?
predictions.
2-1 United.
2-1 United. Rhino.
1-0 Bournemouth.
1-0 Bournemouth. Big up to Marcel. What are you saying?
Don't know how we're saying we're not gonna score, but
3-1 United.
3-1 United. And also, what are you saying, Stuffy?
2-1 Bournemouth.
2-1, yeah?
yeah, 1-0.
Yeah, I
Okay.
don't see how we win, bro.
Okay. There we go, people.
Gonna
Guys, like the
Solanke!
video.
You know, you're gonna
Solanke.
Solanke!
But we
Hey,
got
it's
no
long,
defenders
bro.
tomorrow, man. It's long
Yeah,
tomorrow.
man.
Bro, I know we're gonna
Tommy.
lose, and then I'm gonna see Griggs tweet about how he scouted Solanke about 3 years ago. I just see the scenario already, bro.
Yeah.
Hey man, I talked about Scamacca for 2 years. Look at him yesterday cooking against Liverpool.
See,
But
see,
I'll be
Ryan, I'm
telling
already
it's
getting
crazy.
prepared, bro. I'm already getting
I
Hey,
prepared.
sound
I know
Staffy
you-
crazy,
is
bro.
sick.
That's just me.
Staffy
That's
is
just me, bro.
Bro, I just
I
know
know my
Griggs
baller,
like
bro.
the back of my hand, bro. I
I
know
know
he's gonna break. Griggs is the
Also,
type of
make
person that
this as well,
likes to live with any W's possible. He'll be like, you know what, we lost,
Yeah.
but I said
I'ma
this,
leave with
this, and that about Solanke. Yeah, he's gonna be
I'ma
like, I'm
leave
gonna
with
leave with
something.
something.
Hey,
Yeah.
just
That's the
imagine.
mentality always. That's the
Hey, just
mentality
imagine
always.
Solanke and Peter Drury voice. Hey, Peter Drury's voice is
He might
epic.
score,
bro.
he might score, but we'll win the game. We'll win the game.
I hope we
Well,
win.
Hopefully.
I hope I'm.
There you go. Guys,
One
like the
game.
video on your way out. Follow everyone. Griggs Talks, Rhino UK official. Big up to Rhino MGTV as well. Staffy, make sure you follow his channel. Marcel as well. Marcel, I don't know why you not got a YouTube channel, man. I find it crazy, man. But that's soon next season, maybe something for next
Yeah.
season.
Yeah, definitely. Or
Yeah.
towards the end of the season for sure, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, Marcel,
definitely.
do
Make sure
it,
you
man.
follow that. There you go.
Make sure
There
you
go,
look into
people.
Double M show. Double M with
Yeah.
Marcel and
Mina.
Big
Yeah, big up Mina. I saw her in
Mina.
the comments.
Marcel and
Yeah,
Mina,
yeah,
man.
Mina.
Good show.
Big
man.
up.
Appreciate
Big
it,
up,
man.
big up, man. Listen, we're out, people. We'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, take care. Bye bye. Peace.